Brian, we welcome you back to Algiers. Lenny Van Gilder and Roe Brown with you. Warren Easton's going to get the ball first here tonight, Roe. And look, when you've got rivalries like you have here, and I mean, some will say, you know, if it's one-sided, it's not a rivalry. And Karr's won the last 13 meetings on the field between these two teams.
Yes, they have.
But it's still a rivalry. I mean, 5 of these games are one-score games. You know, these two teams have a long history, and maybe the two teams, the players on the field don't realize the magnitude of the history, since those 8 meetings in 4 years from 2017 to 2020 occurred before any of these guys were in school. But there's still a lot of history between these schools.
There is, and it is very much still a rivalry. I think some of it has to do with what I call cross-pollination, as far as the coaches are concerned.
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah,
I mean, I mean, part of the Karr legacy, you know, was built by, you know, Jerry Phillips, the head coach over at Warren Easton right now. You know, his partner in crime at Karr and at Tulane, of course, was, you know, Noel Ellis is over there as an assistant now. You know, and the colors are purple and gold. They were in the same district, and they played against each other in state finals not once, but twice.
Right. So, 18 and 19, and it's 17 and 20. They played in the semifinals. So it's, you know.
So, yeah, it is very much a rivalry, no doubt about it.
So we get set to go here, and Karr's going to squib kick on the opening kickoff. Easton tries to fall on it. They can't. And I think Karr may have come up with the football at the 25-yard line. Let's see who's got it here. It is Cougar football. So Edna Karr is already the overwhelming favorite in this game, perhaps, and they just stole a possession to get things started.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You know, in a game like this where people, you know, I mean, let's face it, you expect Karr to score quickly and that sort of thing, and you expect Warren Easton to maybe do something like an onside kick to get an extra possession. Karr doesn't need extra possessions, it seems, but they got one now, 1st and 10 at the 25.
So the Cougar offense, led by John Johnson, the senior, the reigning Crescent City Sports and Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club New Orleans Area Player of the Year, gives it away on 1st down. It's Trey Garrison out past the line to gain, and a 1st down, a gain of 11 for Garrison. He's a Nichols commit. Probably every one of these seniors has got a chance to go somewhere, and it is senior night here for the Eagles. Garrison came in 786 yards and 10 touchdowns on the year. Johnson handles a high snap. Garrison will drag a tackler with him and get it out to about the 11-yard line, a gain of 3.
You know, Karr has always been known for, you know, traveling by air. It's with the good quarterbacks, a great line of quarterbacks. But this year, they look more like a running team, to tell you the truth. They really do.
A little bit of
both, but yeah, they can really run with the football.
Yeah.
They don't have to just throw.
No, Johnson a year ago, get to that in a minute, as he throws right side, and that is in the flat, and that is in for a touchdown. Anthony Thomas, 11 yards on the catch and run. And just like that, Karr has taken a 6-0 lead just 63 seconds into this one.
Well, that didn't take very long at all.
The fireworks going off in Algiers.
A little delayed, but you know, they got it done. Got it done.
Brian Castellon on to try the point after, and it is good. And your score with 10:57 to play here in the 1st quarter. It is Edna Karr 7 and Warren Easton nothing. Thanks to Matt Merritt for working through some of these gremlins that we're dealing with here, as having issues right as we come on the air, but we're getting them resolved here and getting you caught up on which you might have missed here. I mean, it just now turned 7 o'clock. They kicked this game a couple of minutes early, Ro.
Well, that's a good thing.
Look, it's a fast start. I mean, you know, you weren't expecting perhaps, you know, Karr to come out and put a squib kick on it, and that's exactly what they do, and recover at the 25-yard line. They're going to get the ball to start the. Yeah, they're going to get
1 minute and 3 seconds.
Yeah, three plays later, they're in the end zone.
Well, you know, I mean, like I said, This team is 7-0, 4-0 in district.
Yeah, that for a reason. And look, they've had one close call this year. And this squib kick a little bit deeper. It's fielded by the Eagles, and it'll be out to about the 27-yard line, and that's where Easton will begin its first offensive possession of the night. We'll get our first look at a Warren Easton offense that's averaged 33.9 points a game. They can move the ball up and down the field. And look, they've done it against pretty much everyone they've faced this year.
Hey, they've got a couple running backs, not one, but two. Thomas Vaughn, number 4, and Terrell Sertain, number 7. They can scoot. They can scat.
And Carl
they can
Reed
score really quickly.
Carl Reed behind center here. He kind of engineers this whole thing. He's a good dual threat guy. He'll give it away on first down. That is Vaughn off the right side. We'll get a couple.
Now, one thing to pay attention to with the Warren Easton offense this evening is that they are without one of their, as I would say, big guns, or wouldn't you call it? And that is the big offensive tackle, Jalen Chapman, who is the LSU commit, who has an injury to a hand, and he won't be playing tonight.
Right, so he's out, but there are 2 LSU commits on the opposite side of the ball, and you see right there, left side of your screen, big number 7 in black, Richard Anderson. We'll call his name once or twice tonight. Deep shot on 2nd and 9. Pass is incomplete, just out of the reach of Malcolm Martin.
Good coverage there on that play.
Yeah,
and
step for step with him that time, and that was Hayward Howard, the Texas commit, 6'2", 170-pound senior. He is highly regarded, as are a lot of these Cougars seniors. They've got 6 players in the top 50 in Louisiana in the class of 2026. They've got 3 in the national top 250, led by Anderson, who's actually up to number 64 in the nation, according to 247 Sports. He's number 93 in ESPN's 300. They'll roll it out on 3rd and 9. Reed. Wait, this got whistles before this got underway. It's loud in here, especially with the Karr band.
And the piano.
And it was offside against Karr, so this turns 3rd and 9 into 3rd and 4, and that's a little more manageable right there. 3rd and 4, the ball at the 32-yard line.
You mentioned the quarterback, Carl Reed. I mean, he also can scoot, as you can see. They've just got a really fast backfield. Any one of those guys can take it the distance at any time.
3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Had to look for a second there. That's Kenneth Kane, the left tackle, who's almost working out of a 2-point stance. And on the run, near the first down is Vaughn. He looks like he's a yard short, though.
A little short.
Now it's decision time for Jerry Phillips. And you mentioned Phillips played at Karr, coached at Karr, was an outstanding linebacker on Tulane's undefeated team back in 1998. I'm talking about some of those old times with Jerry pregame. Here comes the punting unit on. You've already given Karr one short field. You've got to make them drive. One of the things that he talked about as a key pregame is you've got to be able to possess the football.
Right.
Offensively. You've got to keep it away a little bit from this Karr offense. They can obviously score on anybody. They've scored over 40 a game this year. The punt will roll and be downed at about the 32-yard line. So flipping it a little bit there, it's a 33-yard punt. And Karr will take over there with 9:41 to play in the first half, or first quarter, I should say, leading 7-0.
Tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane Services make all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more, all done quickly while you enjoy some popcorn. Lamarck, must be a reason.
Now, usually at that point, I'm joking that Wade is the one enjoying the popcorn. Wade is not with us tonight. He had ball came out at the end of that, but I think they stopped forward progress. Let's see what the call is. No, they're going to say Easton football.
Wow. Yep.
The recovery, James Curley, the linebacker, gets the recovery there. As they let that one play out. Let's take another look at it, see what happens here. Just letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. Somebody gets in there and just knocks it out. Might have been one of those defenders in there.
Well, that's the equivalent of stealing a possession.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Coach Phillips told us, you got to have your possessions. And the first one was pretty much a 1-2-3 out, and now they get a turnover. Right. And in terrific field position at the Karr 35.
Now, there is a flag down at the 42-yard line. The officials are talking about this here. Let's see what this is all about.
Perhaps that will cut into some of the Easton field position if it's going in that direction.
Yeah, well, the Karr defense is coming on the field, so I believe this is going to remain Easton's football. It's unsportsmanlike conduct. Or both ways, perhaps? They might have called it both ways. The penalty's offset. Okay.
Yep.
There you go.
Offsetting penalties.
So we thought the football was at the 35. It's actually going to be at the 37-yard line, but Easton now able to set up shop on the Karr side of the 50-yard line. Bryce Brown talking to the line judge and the referee right now just to find out what the situation is here. I don't know if it was about the unsportsmanlike call or exactly what it was. Bryce Brown in his 11th year in Algiers. He was a longtime assistant, got the head coaching job before the 2015 season. And look at that record, bro. 121-18. He's already more than 100 games over 500 in just 11 years on the job. 11
years, 5 state championships, as you said, numerous victories. I mean, I said it at the end of last year. I think it's perhaps the best 10-year run locally of high school football.
I agree. I mean, obviously what J.T. Curtis has done for many years but to do it at the highest level, that's the thing. And the carry this time goes to Terrell Surtain and might have got back to the line of scrimmage there. That's it. And the first guy through to get a hand on him was Richard Anderson, and then Kevin Martin finished him off. You see the penetration there. It's a loss of 1 on the play. 2nd down 11, the ball at the 38-yard line.
That's the key to Karr defensively. Great penetration.
Yeah. Anderson, got a chance to see him against Heritage.
Pushing back.
And Anderson finishes that one off there. That looked like a busted play.
That may have been a busted play, but there was a lot of penetration. Right. Richard Anderson,
Jules
pushed the center back
Jules
into the
Baptiste, just dominate. Jules Baptiste is, got in there first, I believe, and then Anderson was able to finish things off. So it's a loss of 4 on the play, make it 3rd down and 15, the ball at the 42-yard line. Yeah, we will be calling number 7 in black quite a bit this evening. You could see. Yeah, he can just dominate the game from an interior defensive line position. That is highly unusual. On 3rd and 15, Reed, pass. Off the hands, and then off the defender's hands, a flag comes in. Multiple flags come in now. Let's see what this is all about.
Targeting. Could it be a targeting call or something?
Or is it holding or pass interference? And they came from the side, not from the deepest of the deep there in terms of your referees. So let's see what this is all about.
And 3 of them came out.
Mm-hmm. So they saw something. Karr defense has already moved back. Like they know what it's against them. It is holding against Karr. Now remember, it is 15 yards. So it might have been a personal foul.
Yeah, it hit.
We'll get another look at it here. Ooh,
target.
Yeah.
Targeting.
That's a big hit by Hayward Howard, but he went up to the head. Yeah, exactly.
3 flags came out, and the point in time that they came out, it couldn't have been holding,
right?
Because they came out way after the hit.
Right.
So
basically, there are no automatic first downs in Federation rules. Now, that was 15 yards to go, so that was a 15-yard penalty, and it was a first down as a result. Trying the right side this time. Surtain doesn't get much of anything, maybe a half a yard.
Like I said, Easton running backs, they can pick up the yardage and they can get the yardage quickly, but that's what they'll have to do. But it'll be tough.
Watch Anderson pursue there and just run it down. 340-pound guys are not supposed to do that. LSU is getting a good one right there. He is the third-ranked player in the state of Louisiana, according to 247 Sports. This season, 25 tackles, 3 sacks, 4 quarterback hurries, but that doesn't really give you the numbers of just how he can dominate a game. Reed's pass is caught. That is Devon Edwards, the senior wide receiver, who takes that one in. And that will get it to about the 24-yard line. It'll be third down. Another look.
Just a little pop pass out there on the side, and picked up a little bit of yardage. Couldn't get that block there. Right. There were 2 defenders out there anyway.
Aiden Hall, the other LSU commit on this defense, who is the 7th-ranked player in Louisiana in the class of 2026. Safety, 6'1", 175 pounds. That's the stop there. So the line to make is the 17-yard line. They'll give it away this time, and a nice tackle broken and free and into the end zone. Touchdown, Warren Easton. Terrell Surtain with the 24-yard score, and the Eagles are an extra point away from tying this up. What happened here, Ro?
Like I said, those backs, Surtain, showing, well, he got away from a tackle there, and then once he got into the secondary, he was long gone. He was untouched, and then crossed the finish line like he was hitting the tape on a 100-meter dash.
Point after try is no good. It was wide right.
Well, that's going to have to happen. That's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to break some long runs, and that was a long one there by Surtain.
And took advantage of the opportunity. They got the fumble, started on the plus side of the 50, but they only got 6 out of it instead of 7. So it is a 7-6 game with 6:32 to play here in the first quarter.
Kicking game is very important. We always talk about that because, you're down 1 point, despite the fact that you came up with 6. It makes me think about Warren Easton. I remember a few years ago, Jerry Phillips, when they played at Pan American Stadium, if they scored a touchdown on the north end of the field, they would go for 2. And I asked him one time, why you go for 2 all the time? And he said, well, we only do that at that end of the field in that stadium because the grass has grown up so high beyond the field there, and they lost a few footballs, so they would go for 2. They wouldn't kick it. They had a pretty good kicker that year. Of course, they got it famous for, not winning a state championship because they didn't have a kicker. So.
Oh, sure. I mean, that was, they had back-to-back, for, back-to-back year. One of them was 28-20. The other was 35-34, I believe.
Yep.
2 great games. And,
first and goal inside the 5 and didn't have a kicker. So,
right.
They couldn't get it in.
All right, so this kickoff will be taken at about the 15-yard line and tripped up at about the 33 that time. And that's where Karr will begin its 3rd possession. Now the lead just 1. Like we said, look, you got to, you throw out the records. I know Karr is 4-0 in the district. It's 7-0 overall. I know Warren Easton is 0-4 in the district, 3-4 overall. But these teams have played too many times, and when you got rivalries, you certainly, it's cliche, but there's some truth to it. You got to throw out the records.
Yep.
3 wide receivers to the top of your screen for Johnson. Instead, he will give it away. Bouncing it off to the left side. Garrison will get it to about the 40-yard line.
Well, let's see if the Cougars can answer. They scored very quickly. Turned it over, and that allowed the Easton Eagles to go in and get 6. So let's see if they can return the favor.
2nd down 3, ball at the 40-yard line. Bring a man in motion. Johnson, we're going to take a shot down the seam. He's got a man wide open and overshot him. Oh, my goodness. That was Floyd Jones who broke through what was a busted coverage there, and there were 2 men going deep and only 1 man that deep in the secondary. Take another look.
He was wide open. In the middle of the field. just couldn't connect with him.
Yeah, Jones and
now I
Thomas
look back
both
to look at the reaction, John Johnson's reaction, and he really didn't react at all. And I think that's a good sign.
Yeah. Johnson right now is committed to Liberty. He's going to run this one on 3rd and 3, and it's all bottled up, and he's got nowhere to go. Narco Dunn, the middle linebacker, was in the middle of that defensive stop there. It'll go as a loss of 1 on the play, and it's 4th and 4. And let's see what
that's a good
Cougars
stop.
are gonna do.
Good stop.
They're going to send a punting unit on.
Yep, good stop. Gang tackling, 4 of them.
A lot of them in there. You had Curley in there. You had, I believe that was Malik Neville's in there as well. And a lot of white hats and white jerseys getting in there to defend. So Glenn Gurley is the Edna Karr punter. And this one will take a roll. And if Wade were sitting next to me right now, he'd be slapping me on the leg, say, "Go field the punt," because that roll just got Karr about another 20 to 25 yards right there, and the ball is now down at the 22-yard line.
Run up and catch it. It saves you a lot of yards. Wade knows. Okay, so you got to listen to him. He's absolutely correct about that.
Coach will be back with me Thursday night when we head to St. Bernard Parish. Slidell and Chalmette be our next stop. Thursday night special for you next week on Crescent City Sports. By the way, we got a good one in between there. Tuesday, we've got the 2 best volleyball teams maybe in Louisiana, in Mount Carmel and Dominican. Tuesday, live on Crescent City Sports. Tune in for that one.
Talk about a rivalry.
Oh, no doubt. And in trouble in the backfield and brought down for a sack. Carl Reed is brought down. Romeo Brown will get credit for the sack, and a big loss right there. Let's see where they spot the football. I believe they were put it down at the 11-yard line, so it's a loss of 11. It's 2nd down and 21 for the Eagles.
Romeo Brown, a 6'4", 215-pound senior.
So many seniors. You look at the guys who play. There are a lot of seniors. You look ahead to next year. You think he's got a lot of guys to replace. You know what's going to happen. They're going to reload at Karr. There's no question about that. So it's 2nd down and 21. Whistles before this one can get underway. Wait and see what the call is here.
Flag over on the far side.
I don't know if we had a Karr player jump or if there was movement.
Discussing things in the end zone, the referee, white hat. Look our way.
Here we go. It is a false start against Easton.
So back them up 5 yards.
So now you're playing 2nd and 26. And aren't a lot of 2nd and 26 plays in the playbook. I understand that.
No, but you have at least 2 downs to get that 26. Look at it that way. So you might have 2-13.
You couldn't do that. Yeah, exactly. You got no
second
doubt.
and 13 and a third and 13.
Right, and trying to get to the edge. That is Vaughn, and he's going to get pushed out of bounds. I don't know if he even got back to the line of scrimmage that time.
He did.
Well, they're going to give him a yard.
I don't think he did. That was Aiden Hall there.
Leading
the charge on that
just,
one.
Just trying to hang Hall and see where they spot the football. They're going to put it at the 7-yard line, so it is a gain of 1 on the play. So now it's 3rd and 25. So the whole idea of trying to get 13 and 13 might be out the window. Now you got to get 25 on one shot.
Then again, it could be like Army and go for it on 4th down.
Well, you could do that, certainly. Reed will roll, let it fly. Pass is incomplete. Is it caught? No. Let's see.
Caught it.
Did he catch it? He did.
Did he catch it in bounds? He caught it.
We're waiting on a signal. The referee's talking about it, and they're going to say it's a catch.
Yeah.
Let's take another look at this one, Ro. This is a spectacular play on 3rd and 25, a gain of 28 on the play as Reed. It was Dylan Kane on the catch, getting that foot down.
Yep. And all you need is one. And I think he may have had two down.
In fact, we call it a gain of 30 on the play as they're going to spot the football up at the 37-yard line. Right side. Closes up quickly for Thomas Vaughn. He might have gotten about a yard on the play.
You know, it looked like he was going to get some yardage on that play.
Yeah.
It looked that way in the beginning, but as you said, they closed that gap pretty quickly.
Well, outside of the 24-yard touchdown run by Surtain, there has not been much running room at all for this Warren Easton offense. And look, they shouldn't feel special because that's pretty much what Karr has done to everybody. Look, it's a Karr defense this year. You know, we talk a lot about that great offensive skill. This defense, they've allowed 7.7 points per game. They've shut out 3 teams this year. That's after a year where they had a pretty good year defensively. Yep. Reed will roll, and he's got room to run down the sidelines. He's going to step out of bounds in Karr territory. A big gain on that one.
Carl Reed can accelerate. Now, he has made this the second big play he's made in this one. Of course, the scramble in the past, but in this one, it looks like he's trapped. And, you know, the big guys, they're not going to be able to get him out in the open field, okay? If they're going to get to him, it'll have to be in the backfield with penetration. But as far as in the open field, he is dangerous.
So a gain of 17 puts it on the Karr side of the 50 at the 45-yard line. We'll throw it. Well, I tell you what, the middle screen might have been there right there to Devon Edwards, but it went incomplete.
Yeah, I think he threw that one away. I don't think he was really throwing. He was throwing it near him, but I think he threw it away.
Right.
A lot of the snaps have been high. You know, you may want to keep an eye on that with Warren Easton. Their snaps have been pretty high, and Reed has been athletic enough to grab those snaps.
Yeah, you look. That's a lot of that. Well, hang on here.
What do we have here?
We had that play is waved off by what I'm guessing is an illegal formation, perhaps, since it wasn't blown dead, or an eligible man downfield. I'm sorry, an eligible man downfield. So it's 1st and 15 at the midfield stripe.
Timeout, Easton.
Jerry Phillips wants to talk about things with 2:05 left in the first quarter, so gives us a chance.
That looked like Jerry. I saw him jumping up and down, running up and down the sideline, trying to get their attention with something, and now he's kind of going after him. I'm sorry. So it's 7-6. Edna Karr leading Warren Easton with 2:05 to go in the first period. The Cougars got on the board quickly. A 25-yard drive. And they scored with a minute within. It took a minute and 3 seconds for them to score. Karr turned it over on their second possession, and the Warren Easton Eagles took advantage of that one and scored with Terrell Surtain coming up with a nifty run to make it 7-6. The point after was no good, and that's where we stand right now here at Morris FX Jeff Stadium. District 9, a 5A play. Edna Karr versus the Eagles of Warren Easton.
All right, so it is, we resume 1st and 15.
At the midfield stripe.
At midfield.
2 backs in the backfield with Reed. Another high snap, but he grabbed it.
Yeah, nice job there
this
to
time
save
he won't be able to get away.
And we get another flag.
There.
I guess
Could
that
this
is.
be a face mask or something?
That's a good question. And now, Anderson thinks it's a hold. Let's see. I believe it is. Let's wait for the signal to be official here.
Hold.
Yep.
Hold. Yep. So they'll move him back a little more. We'll go from 1st and 15 to 1st and 25.
See if you pick up something here, Ro. Again, the high snap.
Again.
Oh yeah, he's there.
Yeah, that's the hold. That's the hold. Yep. No doubt about it.
And that was, I believe, number 50, Kane Mitchell, who is listed as a defensive lineman, but is playing on the offensive line today.
So now we're talking 1st and 25 from the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you keep backing him up there. Now they've converted.
They converted one of those.
Exactly.
Remember?
They converted with 25 to go. Reed will step up. Pressure's coming from the backside. Incomplete.
Had a guy open in the zone there, and he just threw in behind him.
Yeah, it was Malcolm Martin, the junior wide receiver. Could not bring that one in, and now it's second down and 25.
Better snap that time. He stepped up in the pocket. Almost got caught from behind. I don't know if he knew it, but threw it behind the receiver. Incomplete.
So they'd gotten this thing to the Karr 45. Now they're backed up to the Easton 40. Second down, 25. Quick pass. We'll get some of that back right here. I believe that was Kelvin White on the catch.
He's got a good chunk of it back, to tell you the truth.
Now check that. That's Edwards, 8. That'll get it out to about the Karr 48-yard line, a gain of 12, so it's now third down and 13. So they're following that early strategy you talked about with 26 to go to get 13 and 13. They got 12 of it here. Now it's going to be third and 13 with the ball at the Karr 48. And you're getting into probably, this is legitimately four-down territory as well. The line to make is the 35-yard line. Motion the one back out of the backfield. Reed's trying to stay alive so he can throw the football, and he's got nowhere to go. And he is brought down by, I believe that was Jules Baptiste, 20.
Yeah.
Nope, check that. That's 29. That is Jermichael Quinn on the stop, 29 and not 20. Trips him up, and it's going to go as a sack and a loss of 1 on the play. So now with 4th and 14, smart move here to punt it, I believe.
Yeah, oh yeah.
As you get towards the end of the first quarter.
Oh yeah.
And I believe they will have to punt it away before the quarter ends. And this will hang up there, and a fair catch is called for.
Ooh.
And that I don't know if, did he catch it on the one hop?
Yeah.
Wow. That is a
huge
huge break right there. As the quarter comes to an end, that could have been disaster for Karr. You call for a fair catch and it goes right through your hands, but that will do it for quarter number 1 here. 12 minutes in the books in Algiers, and your score, Edna Karr 7 and Warren Easton 6. Second quarter, when we come back, you're watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. All right, as we get set for quarter number 2 from Algiers, Lenny Van Gilder, Roe Brown, our Crescent City Sports production team with you. Apologize for any of the technical difficulties that we have experienced. On first down, Karr starting this drive at the 22-yard line. They'll give it away to Garrison and get a couple of yards. Give him 3, actually. It's going to be second down and 7. The ball at the 25-yard line. Karr scored the first 63 seconds of this game, then had a fumble on their second possession, and Easton turned it into a touchdown. That pass incomplete in the direction of Gregory Wilford, the Destrehan transfer. Has got quite a few offers out there from some group of 5 schools. 245 receiving yards on the year and a touchdown. Also, pretty good kick return guy. He's got a punt return touchdown back in the season opener against Shaw.
Talent.
Everywhere.
Some talented people on this ball club.
No doubt. A couple of transfer wide receivers. Wilford from Destrehan. Xavier Owens moved from California. And we're going to have, I believe, a sideline warning here against Karr. Will be so it's going to be 3rd down and 7, and I believe, do we have a time? No, wait, hang on. Bryce Brown wants to talk to the official to see what this is about here. They caused the sideline warning. No, he will call timeout and talk about it. So one thing, one thing we've seen over the course of 6 games against in-state opposition by Karr is they have, I would stop short of calling them boat races, but they have dominated the opposition. So, this is a solid start, as good as anybody in-state has started against them. Of course, the game that we saw 6 weeks ago tonight with American Heritage of Florida, that was obviously a team with, top 25 national talent, much like Karr, the 9th-ranked team nationally in the Max Preps top 25 this week. And number 1, no matter how you look at it, in Louisiana.
Well, look at it this way. In their 4 district games.
Yeah. 42-3, 42-21, 48-13, and 41-0.
So they have won their 4 district games by an average of 43-9. That's a 34-point difference.
And average, you look at you look at their 2 non-district games against Shaw and McDonough, 35-0 against Shaw, defending state champion, who's really righted the ship and is playing very well. And McDonough 35, 63-0.
Yep.
Now, of course, that Heritage game, 24-17 in overtime. We'll tell a little bit of that story a little bit later on. All right, so the Karr skill players were over visiting with the coaches. Now they'll come out. The line had been out there. So Johnson again with a single setback in Garrison as a sidecar, and he'll have 3 to the near side here. Easton was showing blitz. Johnson's pass caught. 1st down. And still on his feet, fighting out to the 45-yard line. That is Floyd Jones.
Floyd Jones
Gain
was
of 20.
wide open. He just ran a pattern up and stopped, and the defender kept backing up. Yep. So there he was, wide open. Good-sized kid there, showing some strength.
Yep. He's listed at 5'10", 175. He's got 329 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns on the year. And that's Garrison trying to bounce it to the left side, and he has stood up after a gain of, I think they'll call it 4. And they stay on schedule. 2nd down and 6. The ball with the 49-yard line.
Garrison's been the workhorse this year. As you said, he's a Nichols commit.
786 yards. You talked about the running game. He's got 786. Johnson has 492 on the ground, the quarterback. Now, we haven't seen him try to run it yet tonight. Garrison has got nowhere to go on the left side. He is finished off that time by Miles Torres, the cornerback, coming up, making the stop from the secondary, doing a nice job of filling to play the run right there. It's a loss of 1.
But the play was made by Norco Dunn.
Yeah,
with
really getting Dunn got in the backfield and disrupted it, and Torres just finished it off. 3rd and 7. Cougars need to get to the Eagle 45-yard line. Trips to the top of your screen. Johnson looking. Pass is caught. 1st down, and then some. That is Owens, I believe, on the catch. Yes, gain of 17 and a 1st down.
Once again, these Karr quarterbacks, as I said, they've had 3 or 4 quarterbacks in a row who have started for 3 years. And by the time they're a senior, like this guy right here, like John Johnson, he found that spot, delivered the ball accurately.
And this is Johnson keeping it himself and does the smart thing and just gets what he can get, take it out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So not a lot of just straight quarterback runs here this evening. I think that might have been the second one we've seen. He handled a high snap, got to the edge. Look, we talked about it with this young man before the game, talked about it with Bryce Brown, as he would give it away this time to Garrison. Okay. Garrison will get about 6 there, okay? Can Johnson play quarterback at the next level? I think the answer is yes.
I think
that's Liberty wants to give him that shot to play quarterback. Can he play quarterback at a Power 4 school? I think there's no doubt about that.
I think he can. Of course, his height, they will hold it against him.
Yeah, he's 5'11", 170.
Whether that should be the case or not, that's what they're going to do.
Johnson staying alive. Got a man wide open in the corner of the end zone. He got the foot in bounds.
Yep.
But wait, they're going to say the ball did not cross. See, the ball came out. And that was Owens.
Not the most accurately thrown pass.
No, it was a little
that's
watch.
why you had to come up with the catch that he came up with, but it was a tremendous catch because
Owens is
he
waving.
kept his feet in. He kept his feet in. But look at that, a
The
1
ball
foot
is out.
in.
The
he
ball
knew
is out,
where
yeah.
he was. He knew exactly where he was.
And Garrison will check that. Johnson kept it, I believe. He faked it to Garrison. Or is it? No, Johnson kept it in for the touchdown, I believe.
Touchdown, yep. They're signaling touchdown. Yep.
Garrison faked out everybody with the dive right there, and Johnson kept the football.
Yeah, I thought he'd give it away too, so it's a good one. So the Cougars come up with their second touchdown.
Yeah, see, faked the dive and just walked in. It did not. Everybody got faked out on that one. Kick is on the way, and it is good. And your new score with 9 minutes to play here in the first half is Edna Karr 14 and Warren Easton 6.
Tonight's coverage of Crescent City Sports is brought to you by Ochsner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute, a regional leader in orthopedic and sports medicine innovation and treatment, caring for both our active community and the Saints. To learn more, visit ochsner.org/sportsmed. That's ochsner.org/sportsmed. Long live you, long live the Saints.
Saints, of
the
course.
1 in 6.
The 1 in 6 Saints.
But long live them.
Long live them.
That's it. Yep, I think
Osher, of course, a long time supporter of the Saints, getting ready to build a sports medicine facility right across from Saints facility on Airline Drive.
I saw that.
Yeah.
What's that? What's
that's
up
a
with
couple
that?
of years away, but that's intriguing.
I mean, what will it be? I mean,
I think it's basically a facility dedicated just to sports med, and it's right there on that campus. Oh, trying to pop a return that time, but slipping and falling just past the 20-yard line was Malcolm Martin. Could not keep his feet. So Easton will take over here at the 21-yard line with 8:56 to play. In a first half, Karr got out quickly, scored a minute in. Easton answered. Stayed 7-6 through the first quarter, and then Karr with a drive.
Whistles.
Yep. And Easton's gonna have to play. This is not a team you want to have to play behind the sticks. They're gonna cause enough defensive havoc.
And they've been playing behind the sticks just about all evening. They did come up with that big conversion with that 28-yard scramble and pass by Carl Reed. But you don't want to do that against any team, much less the number 1 team in the state.
So first down and 15, the ball now at the 16-yard line. Pass incomplete. Tried to go quickly to the outside, top of your screen, but couldn't make the connection, and it's second down and 15.
Like you said, behind the sticks, don't want to do that.
Yeah, you got to find a way to move the chains here, and obviously,
and especially where you are on this part of the field.
Yeah. Now look, Easton had that, had gotten backed up and did able to, or were able to get some things going there, and this might be on the offside. They're going to get the 5 right back. I believe it's offsides against Karr. And it is.
Yeah, he's in the end zone, yeah.
So you go back to where we came from. It's now going to be 2nd down and 10. Didn't really.
So they trade.
I don't know if somebody just lined or moved. Yeah, so we'll play 2nd and 10 at the 21-yard line. Ooh, big hit there.
Ooh. Ooh.
That was what Surtain had gotten to the line of scrimmage and just paid for that one in a big way.
All right, this is what they call one of those form tackles. Spin right into it.
Boom.
Shoulder, not head, not helmet, and put him down.
And that's Kevin Martin on the stop. It was Martin who made the tackle on the final play of that game in the Dome about a minute past midnight.
Against American Heritage.
Yes, 4th down play, and put an end to that one at the 5-yard line. Reed will step up and fire. Incomplete, and a flag is down. You saw the flag come in. Saw a pretty good arm there from that back judge.
Yeah, he did throw that flag a long way, didn't he? We got, is Carl Reed down? Did he get hit after the play? Yeah.
Get another look at it here.
Help him off. Help him up off the
ground. He took a hit. It's a clean hit.
Yeah.
And obviously they were tied up down there. Let's see what the call is here. Is it interference or is it holding? Because they haven't put it down anywhere yet. Okay, pass interference. So that's going to put the football at the 36-yard line. And I would imagine, look, we got 8 minutes left in the second quarter. We don't know how this is going to end up. Bryce Brown puts the tape on and shows his team. Some of these penalties are certainly going to be teaching moments. Look, you've got an undefeated John Curtis Christian team coming here next Friday night, and what could turn into perhaps a district championship. Yeah, it could well be.
Yep.
You know, both of those teams undefeated right now. They're 1-2 in the power rankings. We'll get into that a little bit more in Division I Select. So play the 36-yard line now. 1st and 10. We got a new quarterback in the game. Yeah.
Oh,
it's Anderson Bell at quarterback right now, the junior.
Boy, did he jump that one. Hit him right in his hands. Should have been intercepted by the Cougars. The corner there.
So again, that was
got it away quickly. Who was that on the corner? It was a good play, whatever it was, but he was thinking pick 6 on that one all the way.
So 2nd down and 10. Whistles before this can get underway, and the Easton side is clapping, and another flag came in.
Yeah, that was kind of late. That might be some sort of unsportsmanlike situation there.
See,
that second flag was real late.
Surtain had made his way up to the line of scrimmage out of the backfield, and you have to wonder if let's see. This is one of those things too. I mean, you've got, you got a live ball, dead ball situation. These both could be enforced, perhaps, depending on what it is. Let's see what the call is from our referee. Offsides against Karr. Okay. And then after the play, we're going to get unsportsmanlike conduct against Easton. So it's now going to be 2nd down, and these are both going to be enforced. So 5 that way, and now let's turn around and go 15 the other way. So,
and it was all because of something somebody said.
Yeah.
And it was in the interior lineman. I saw a couple of interior linemen jumping up and kind of celebrating the fact that they'd come up with a penalty.
Well, we've already had now 5 penalties on this drive, which is just 3 plays long at this point.
Well, you see, I'm not quite sure why we have so many personal foul and unsportsmanlike penalties. They all see it. I mean, they do what they see on television, and you see these things being called on television. Why do you do it?
I agree. The screen pass is well set up.
This looks good.
Got to break a tackle, and he will, and he's got room to run. 40, 30, 20, 10, and in for the touchdown. There is a flag down.
Yep.
Back at the 32-yard line. Let's see what that is about. Like I said, we've already had 5 penalties. This is number 6 on this drive. Karr thinks, Easton and Karr, for that matter, both think it's against Karr. They're lining up for the extra point here. Let's see what this is about. Still haven't seen a signal yet. Touchdown. They wave it off, or they're gonna? It's a personal foul against Karr. So this might have been a face mask, perhaps. Touchdown is good. Here you're going to get the signal. Personal foul on the defense. It's just a straight personal foul. They're going to enforce it here and go for 2 and the tie. So it was Edwards on the catch and run for 74 yards. Get another look at that one after the point after try here. I believe they're going for 2. You would think if you're going to take the penalty on the try, that is what you intend to do. And again, it looks like they are. And by the way, Reed is back in the game.
Yeah, he was out for only 1 play.
So they've got 2 running backs lined up alongside Reed, Vaughn and Surtan, and they're going to be blockers here, except Reed's trying to throw back and didn't have any time to do it.
Yep.
Because waiting for him was Romeo Brown. I think he might have had a man coming open at that point, but it was just a slow developing play and no time to do it. So your score now with 7:46 to play in the half, it is now 14-12 as you get another look, and that's a great effort by Edwards just to break out of that tackle, and no one was there to run him down.
Yeah, he showed some strength breaking out of that tackle, and once he got loose, he was gone. No doubt about it. So we're looking at a 14-12 game, which I think is a surprise to most, the way that Karr contests have gone this year.
No doubt.
With the teams in the state. But you're not that surprised about it, because this Easton team has talent. They have talent better than their record.
We got a whistle. This is, let's see, is this offside on the kickoff? Yes. Yeah, the kicking team. So now they'll have to back it up 5 and kick it off for the 35-yard line. Trying to check in on some of the scores around the New Orleans area this evening. Interesting one. This is St. James has jumped out on Donaldsonville. I thought that had a chance to be a really good game tonight, but that's an awfully talented St. James team as always. Levanta Davis always a threat to get to the dome. 22-0 in the second quarter.
Oh, okay.
Carver leading McDonough 35, 15-0 in the first quarter. That game at Pan Am this evening. Lakeshore up 10-7 on LaRanger, second quarter. Second quarter, St. Charles Catholic 6, Belle Chase 0. That's a highly anticipated game.
Second quarter, you say?
Yes. Second quarter, Shaw leads Kenner Discovery 14-0. Second quarter, John Curtis Christian leads Jesuit at the Shrine 7-3. This kickoff will be taken in at about the 20-yard line. Looking for room to run. And he'll fight it out to about the 38-yard line. That was Wilfred on the return. So Karr will take over right there, 38-yard line. Clinging to a 2-point lead with 7:39 to play. here in the first half. Elsewhere in New Orleans area scores, Mandeville leads Ponchatoula 13-0 second quarter. First quarter, St. Paul's 14, North Shore 0. Second quarter, Riverdale 14, West Jeff 0. First quarter, Battle of Slidell. Slidell leads Salmon 7-0. Then we'll have Slidell at Chalmette next Thursday night for you here on Crescent City Sports. Chalmette is trailing at home to Fontainebleau this evening, 7-0 in the second quarter.
Okay.
Little RPO action there, fake the give, and they'll throw it out in the flat, close to the first down. That was
Anthony Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas on the catch that time. Let's see where they spot the football. They're going to mark it short at the 47-yard line.
That looked like the same play they scored the first touchdown of. Just going in the opposite direction.
And you get RPO obviously a big part of this offense. This time a quarterback's going to keep. This time he's going to throw it. That was a dangerous pass right there. That could have just as easily gone the other way.
You had two receivers over there, and you had one defender, but the pass was coming in the direction of the defender. However, the receiver stepped in front of him. It was almost like an interception.
Yeah, it was Thomas again on a catch. Gain of 3 right at the midfield stripe, and it's a first down for Karr. Now the quarterback's going to keep it. Johnson with room to run past the 30 to the 20. Stays on his feet. They won't get him. Touchdown, Karr. And just like that, there's your answer. 3 plays, 62 yards. Oh, it took only 29 seconds, Drew. Here's another look. There's the fake.
RPO.
And then RPO with all
and then
those.
It's just clean. I mean, nobody touches it until he gets about 25 yards upfield, gets away from that tackler.
Broke the tackle of Myron Wilhike, and that was it.
50 yards. John Johnson.
13th rushing touchdown of the year for Johnson, who actually has more rushing than passing touchdowns. Actually 14th because he's got 2 already in this game. Excuse me. And the kick is good. So your new score with 7:17 to play. And the Karr 21 and Warren Easton 12. So 3 plays, 62 yards,
62 yards,
29 seconds. That's getting it done quickly. That's an authoritative answer right there.
I'd say so. Just when you thought Warren Easton had some momentum going, and they did.
Yeah.
And they did.
Yeah, like what's the baseball saying? Momentum is your next day's starting pitcher.
Right.
Momentum is your next offensive drive when John Johnson's your quarterback.
That's how it appears. Yeah, our player of the year last year. Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club. And been looking sharp most all year, but Friday night football and everything else.
That's original. That's it. All right, so the Cougars now, the lead is 2 scores for the first time, 21-12. Kickoff, line drive will be taken. No, it'll be juggled. Picked up back at the 8-yard line and in big trouble. Can he get to the sideline? He does and gets it at least back to near the 30-yard line. That was a heads-up play right there.
Exactly.
To go where your return was set up.
But first of
Get
all,
another look at it, and that was Devon Edwards who just scored the touchdown for Easton a moment ago. Couldn't handle it, but a heads-up play to get it out to the 28-yard line.
First of all, you got to make sure you feel the kick.
Yep.
Which he did not do, but he managed to make something out of it.
So the pace of this game here in the second quarter has slowed down immensely.
It has. Even though, like you said, they started the game early.
Yeah. Flag comes in. That's been the real culprit of pace of play thus far. The number of flags that we've seen here in the second quarter as the carry by Vaughn turns into about a gain of 1, but we'll wait for the signal.
A little shaken
on the
up
laundry,
there.
and we've got an injured player, and that's
Vaughn.
Thomas Vaughn.
That's Vaughn, yeah.
The senior, 5'8", 170 pounds. And he looks like he is in some pain out there. It's
like
holding against Easton.
Lower leg extremity. Sometimes that's what it looks like.
You hope he's all right there. We'll get another look at the play and see exactly what happened. See if perhaps we can pick up the hold here.
It was a tough run.
Came from the backside. Let's see what happens at
Broke
the end of the
2
play.
and then got smashed.
Ooh, it looked like his leg just kind of, that right leg just kind of bent a little funny as he was starting to go to the ground.
Yeah. I hope the young man is all right.
Mm-hmm. Like you
Like
mentioned,
you said,
part of that 1-2 punch at running back for Easton, along with Surtan.
I don't know. Maybe it's an upper extremity. Well, in fact, they're looking at both or something.
Yeah, looking at it, yeah.
Like I said, he got crunched pretty good, between a couple of tacklers. And his body was kind of turned and sort of contorted.
So stay with us at halftime. Coming up, our Ken Trahan had a chance to visit with the executive director of the LHSAA, Eddie Bonine, last week at the Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club. And we will hear from Ken and from Mr. Bonine, who has been at this, the LHSAA, about as long as Bryce Brown's been the head coach at Karr, about the same time. Yeah.
I think
Bryce in his 11th year, I believe Eddie's in 11th.
2013.
I think this is his 11th year.
11th year,
so
okay. Will that be,
see him helping him.
Yeah, they're helping
yeah.
Mr. Vaughn off the field, and he looks really, really injured there.
So it'll be 1st and 20 from the 18-yard line as we get set to resume here.
$21-12.
Yes.
Karr over Warren Easton. As you see, 6:57 to go in the second period. On senior night here for the Cougars.
Yeah.
They have a big senior class.
Oh,
too.
it took a while to get through all those introductions, didn't it? They started early, though.
There's Reed.
Reed is running for his life, but he's not going to get away.
Looks like Romeo Brown. Huh?
It may have been Brown again. Yep. It's hard to pick up those purple numbers on the black jerseys. They're going to say it was actually 43. That's Cornell Williams on the.
Okay. Yeah, those black on purple numbers.
Yeah, that can be a
really
challenge.
Can't see them.
Those Easton jerseys are incredibly easy to read.
Yeah, I can't see them.
So it's 2nd down, 28. The ball at the 10-yard line.
They've been in that kind of situation all night.
Reed running, gets tripped up from behind. Thought he had room to run.
He did.
And that was Williams again on the stop. Yeah. Not a sack this time, though, as Williams got past the line of scrimmage, gain of 4 out to the 14-yard line. But it's 3rd and a bunch. They converted one of these already.
He saved a lot of yardage there because he did have room to run.
Yeah.
It's a good thing he tripped him up from behind.
Yeah. Easton converted a 3rd and 25 back in the first quarter. Now it's 3rd and 24. The line to make is the 38-yard line.
With a scrambling 28-yard pass.
And actually, you know what? They moved the ball back a yard, so it is 3rd and 25. Reed throw the screen pass, and it is well snuffed out that time.
Yeah.
Surtan was brought down, and that is Ronell Kindell on the stop. The depth of what they have on this defense, they just keep running, different bodies out there. We haven't called the same name more than a couple of times tonight.
And the speed. I mean, Kindell, he made the play, but there were 2 other Karr Cougars nearby to make the tackle.
So on 4th down and 24, this sets up for big-time field position for the Cougars. This kick will be fielded at the 46-yard line of Easton.
Anthony Thomas.
Yeah. And Thomas will get it out to about the 43-yard line.
So the Cougars have good field position, and I think we got another dumb call.
Another flag coming. So let's see what this one's about, where the ball ends up, which way we're headed here.
Penalty. They're talking it over right now. It's obviously unsportsmanlike or something because it happened well after the play was complete. Officials talking it over. Here's the call.
And saying, talking to the Easton players about it, so perhaps it's going that way.
Personal foul.
Personal foul, it is against
Easton.
So Karr is going to start this drive inside the 30-yard line.
Not good field position.
This is outstanding field position.
Great field position. They'll have it first and 10, really at the Easton 29-yard line.
And a chance to create some distance here with 4:26 before halftime. Remember, Karr gets the ball to start the third quarter. Now they had the ball to start the game after the squib kick that they recovered at the 25-yard line. So they really they kind of doubled up in their own way there.
Yeah.
So trips, as you see to the bottom of your screen here. Johnson, five receivers in the route, has got time, lets it fly, caught, touchdown. That was quick. Xavier Owens.
Oh, well. Like I said, that was quick and that was easy. Johnson alone in the backfield. Didn't have anybody back there with him, but he just took his time and found the receiver.
Owens got behind
the secondary, and 6 for the Cougars.
So 27-12 with the PAT coming here from Castellon. Kick on the way. It is good. So your new score with 4:19 to play in the first half. It's now Karr 28 and Warren Easton 12. So Johnson has accounted for all 4 touchdowns. He's thrown for 2, he's run for 2.
And that's how.
That's what you would expect to happen.
That's what he's been doing.
Right, exactly. Last year he
accounted. What he's been doing for 2 years.
Last year he accounted for 50 touchdowns in 14 games. This year,
that's a lot.
Only 21 touchdowns in 7 games. Although he's got 4 tonight.
Yeah, think about it. 50 touchdowns. That's a lot of touchdowns for one person to be accounted for. Sure, you're talking about running and passing, but that's a lot of touchdowns. And I can't say he's on a pace to do that again, but he's doing the same kind of stuff. And I think it's, this year, I think the running backs have scored enough touchdowns. And,
Garrison,
the receivers have always had their thing. And not like some other years, when they had the man-child and all that. And, they had Xavier Mitchell, Oliver Mitchell, last year. And, this year, you hardly know who the receivers are, but they're talented and they're getting the job done.
No doubt. Fielded on a hop at about the 15-yard line and coming back this way at a big-time hit inside the 25-yard line. Did the ball come out? Let's see. No signal yet if the ball was down or if it came out. The official on the near side believe it's going to be down by contact, though, although the near side official was marking the other.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think it came out after the play. That was a big-time hit that time on Edwards, but it was after he hit the ground that the ball popped out. All right, so the Eagles take over at the 24-yard line.
Kendall with the hit on that one, I think they said. So another good play by him, number 33.
Is that Jasmine down there? Jasmine!
I would say Easton really needs to get something going on first down here, whatever it is. There's a catch, and that will get a couple of yards. That is Kelvin White on the catch, 19. But again, you operated behind the chain so much. And look, have you been able to get away from it? Yes. You've made some plays in spite of that, help with penalties, and you converted that 3rd and 25. Yeah. But it's a lot easier to operate from between the sticks than it is from behind. Second down 7, the ball at the 27-yard line. Reed has Surtain alongside. He's got 3 receivers to the top. Pass caught. First down, ran that little slant that time to Parker.
That's 3:15 and counting to go in the first half.
So
they've got lots of time. They've got timeouts. You know, they've got 3 timeouts. You know, just take your time. There is time for them to do something right before the half.
At the 35. Give it away off the left side, and Surtan's got nowhere to go. Lost a yard.
They surrounded him before he even took a step on that one.
Again, outside of that one play that they were able to pop for the touchdown, the first touchdown, Karr has just bottled up this Easton running.
Yeah,
made a couple of plays in the air.
The big plays have been, you know.
Yeah, other than the
big plays have been what you get a lot with Warren Easton. They're usually scrambles by Reed.
He did have that one run on it, around the right side. Nothing was there. He's going to put it down, try to go here, but not much doing in that situation, and he has run out of bounds. Might have gotten it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah,
I think he did.
Be about all. That was short yardage on that one.
Yeah, so 3rd and 10 at the 35-yard line with 1:55 to play in the half. So you have to wonder here how both coaches play it. You see the timeouts remaining for each team. Do you get a stop here for Bryce Brown? Are you using a timeout to try to maximize the time? You get the ball back?
He probably will. Yeah. I would. I would. When you know you have an offense that can strike as quickly as the Cougars.
So on 3rd and 10, a little option this time. Reed's going to keep it.
Oh.
Got tripped up. And I believe that was Williams once again. No, check it. They're going to give it to Kevin Martin, number 10 on the tackle that time.
Yep. It's hard to see those numbers.
So
and we got a timeout, right?
Now we do have a timeout here. And with 1:47 to play, Karr calls timeout. That's
Bryce used the timeout.
Right. So one remaining for Karr here. And look, I think at that point now you've probably forced Jerry Phillips' hand. Now the one thing you can do in this situation, it is 4th and 5. Do you line up and maybe try to get Karr to jump offside and get a free first down? And then if you don't get it, go back and punt? Because with 1:47 left, that is an eternity for John Johnson and company. Yeah.
It's a long time. Lots of time for them. Eagles are going to punt.
Now, of course, that's the safe route to be able to go right there.
Back to receive the punt, number 12, Anthony Thomas,
one
of the receivers.
Yeah, you got two men back here.
Thomas scored the first touchdown this evening for the Cougars. And this is the 3rd time I've seen this happen, that
the deep snapper.
Did he not know he
That's
needed to be out there?
But Miles Torres, a cornerback, is the deep snapper. That's interesting. Fair catch by Thomas at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that
so
is.
punished 29 yards. But look,
that is one of those things.
I've seen quarterbacks do it. You know, you've seen it is an acquired taste.
Yep. I can remember in the 60s, Penn State had a couple of linebackers who returned punts.
Wow.
One's name was Dennis Oncotts.
Well, I believe
other you may have heard of is Jack Ham.
Didn't Brian Urlacher return punts at New Mexico, if I remember right?
He probably did, but I know that Oncotts and I know Jack Ham. I saw them return punts.
Wow. First down from the 31. Johnson goes play action, looking to load up.
All day.
Checks it down. He's got a man open. And Thomas makes the catch, and he'll get it out past the 50 to the Easton 44-yard line, a gain of 25.
And John Johnson had all day and all night long to stand back there and look for a receiver, and he found number 12, Anthony Thomas, who is having a big night. As I said earlier, he scored the first touchdown of the contest for Karr.
So check that, 5 wide receivers in the route, 3 to the top, 2 to the bottom here. Johnson, pass is caught. It's still moving, and Thomas will get it out to the 23-yard line.
I'll tell you, what a night for number 12. Another big reception by him for a first down.
Clock stops here in the last 2 minutes to move the chains. After 2 plays here, 25 and 21 yards. Now the ball, they're on the precipice of the red zone here at the 23. Johnson looking. Throws it this way. Thomas again. He's got a lane to the end zone. Can he get there? No, he's going to be knocked out of bounds short at about the 2.
Anthony Thomas wide open again and limping a little bit. I can tell he was limping, after he caught that pass. He's coming off the field now. He's either limping or he's winded.
All right, so now the ball is at the 2-yard line. You got 1:09 still. This is only taking you 33 seconds to get down here.
And you still have 1 timeout.
Johnson, fade. Caught. Is it in? Yes, it is. Touchdown. I believe that's Owens on the catch.
Who?
It is Xavier Owens with his 2nd touchdown of the night. Johnson is now accounted for all 5 Karr touchdowns. So 4 plays, 69 yards, 37 seconds. That's quick. And just like that, we're an extra point away from making this a 35-12 game.
I'll tell you.
And kick is good. Castillon is 5 for 5 on the night. Another look at the touchdown here, Ro.
Just a fade route.
Yep.
Fade route.
Jump ball.
Nicely
and you got
thrown
it.
pass,
Yep.
jump ball. Defender, as most of them do now, not looking for the ball, but the receiver is, and he makes the catch and gets a foot inbounds. And we have a 35-12 game. A game that remember, it wasn't very long ago. It looked like, Easton had some momentum, and it was 14-12.
Yeah, Easton scored with 7:46 to play in the quarter to make it 14-12. Since then, all right, let's see. Karr has gone, they've scored in 29 seconds, they've scored in 17 seconds, and they've scored in 37 seconds. That's quick work.
I tell you, it just keeps on coming.
These guys are.
And
they're top 10 in the nation for a reason.
Interesting, that it seems like something that's really small, but a squib kick, and it hit an eagle, but he was able to fall on it at about the 38-yard line. So, but. What I was about to say is that it's really interesting, and it's a small thing, but it'll come in handy in the playoffs that they've hit all their extra points.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
They may not need a field goal,
right?
But it's really good idea to be able to hit those extra points.
Look, it doesn't get you off schedule if you do get in a situation where you're matching touchdown for touchdown. But look.
Sure.
We saw it as this pass is incomplete, and a flag's going to come in as.
Well, I think they're going to say that.
Yeah, that Edwards took a hit from Maurice Williams, the Colorado commit that time, and they may think it's a little high. Let's see what the call is. Yeah,
that's not. They're going to wave that off. I think because I understand that.
No,
they're going to do it.
Personal foul, Karr.
Yeah. I believe in safety, and I really do. I think that some hits are just unnecessary, but I don't think that'll into one because it was body to body. Right. It wasn't like he speared him.
Well, did he go up above the shoulders? That's the question.
It looked like it was shoulder to shoulder. So if that's the case, then I guess it's a penalty. But the young man is up and walking off and running off, as a matter of fact.
That's
so
good.
That's a good thing. He probably got the wind knocked out of him. I don't want to say just got the wind knocked out of him, because that's a pretty horrible feeling, getting the wind knocked out of you.
Right.
So,
all right,
yep.
So the ball now at the Karr 46-yard line. Still 58.7 seconds left here in the first half. Shoal option this time. Oh. And Reed is upended. A big hit that time, and that was Kylan Jones coming in from his linebacker spot to deliver the blow. It's a gain of, well, it's no gain, actually. So,
wow. Another one of those, as I said, Lenny, those form tackles. I mean, look at that. I mean, wrapped up and everything.
Yeah. Timeout, Easton. Easton has one timeout remaining.
So yeah, it's taking a
one timeout remaining for each team with 41 seconds to play.
Play this last 2 minutes, pretty long time, but that happens when people are calling timeouts, trying to conserve that time. So that's the way it works.
And look, you're trying to get something here, find a way to go in and get something before the half. Try to tighten this margin a little bit.
Yep.
You get 7, you can make it's a 2-score game at that point.
I'm looking down on the field. I'm thinking about. I see Coach Taurus Howard down there. And,
the busiest man on the Karr campus. Okay, he is the athletic director. He's the defensive coordinator, and he's the head boys basketball coach.
Right.
I asked him this. I said, "What is your schedule like right now?" He says, "We started practice. I get to basketball practice about 6:30 and make the second half of practice."
But you know
right
what?
now.
But Lenny, people don't understand. People don't realize that. I mean, he's been the defensive coordinator for a while, and he's had some really good defenses.
No doubt.
Karr is known for defense. He played basketball at Karr.
Right. And everyone knew the snap count that time, I believe, except for the center.
Yeah, he played basketball. He didn't play football. No. I don't remember him playing football. If he did, I didn't know about it. But he has done a terrific job for a number of years.
Our thanks to Taurus Howard, to Bryce Brown, to the Karr administration, the folks at Inspire NOLA Charter Schools, for all of their support, allowing us to be a part of the Inspire the City Invitational in honor of Ed Daniels. We were able to bring that second game to you. Reed's in big trouble. Somehow keeps his feet. And oh my God, that ball came out. And if that's a live ball, this is headed the other way. Romeo Brown. Let's see what the call is. Are they going to say this is down? I think they're going to call it down. Hold on. Hold everything. I believe they're calling the football down at the 40-yard line and a sack.
Wow.
They're going to say, nope. The knee was down. Let's see if we get another look at it here right at the end. Is he down?
Spins.
The ball is out. The ball is absolutely out. Unless his knee hit in the process of trying to regain his feet.
It didn't look like
the ball is definitely out before.
It looked like it looked like the ball was out to me. Because I didn't see his knee hit before. He spun around and he lost the ball.
Right. The ball is definitely out before he gets hit. Yeah, no question.
He was bent down and he made the spin and the ball came out. And he took a hard hit on that one. And so we got another quarterback in again.
Yeah. So once again, we get Anderson Bell back in the game. He's going to give it away to Surtan, who's going to get about 4. That should be the final play of this first half. Did you see the final? Well, are they going to try and run another play here? I don't think they will on 4th and a bundle. They will not. So that will do it for the first 24 minutes. Edna Karr, a bit of a slow start for the Cougars, but over the last 7 minutes, I think they showed us why they are a top 10 team nationally.
Yeah. They just keep coming. When it rains, it pours kind of situation. You mentioned those scoring drives, and it happens quickly. 29 seconds, 17 seconds, and 30 seconds.
Yeah, they can.
Three of those scoring drives.
They can do things.
That's crazy.
They can do things quickly. So that's the score at the half. Edna Karr 35, Warren Easton 12. So as we mentioned last week, our own Ken Trahan had the chance to chat on a number of topics with Louisiana High School Athletic Association Executive Director Eddie Bonan. Now let's listen into that conversation. Get to it in just a moment here.
Thank you, guys. Halftime here. And, of course, the LHSAA sanctions all of these games that you see on CrescentCitySports.com, including tonight. And, of course, the executive director of the LHSAA is our friend, Eddie Bonan. And I say that legitimately because you are a friend, and it's good to have you with us.
I feel the same with you, Ken. Thank you so much, and thank you for what you do for high school sports across our state.
Well, thank you for what you do, and it's a thankless job, so I'm thanking you since you don't get thanked a lot, and you get a lot of brickbats. But that's part of the job, and you have thick skin, and you knew that coming in, and you've done this for a long time.
Yeah, this is going into my 19th year, actually, as an executive director, my 39th in education overall, athletics. So, but it's part of the job. It comes with the territory. I don't take things personal, but I have a job to do, and that's what the principals have hired me to do, and that's what I try to do.
And every week, probably hundreds of things cross your desk, and people will never know about because these are things that get reported, things that you get secondhand, thirdhand. The fact of the matter is you have to really sift through it all to try to get to the reality of the situation. That's probably one of the toughest things, I would imagine.
It is, but it's also it's the key to that is the people you have around you. And I have assembled a really good staff and our people that oversee the officials, our coaches, all my executive administrative assistants, including my assistant executive directors. They do an incredible job. It makes my job easier, but you're right, a lot of stuff goes on. They filter through it. They come to me. We sit, we collaborate, and then we make decisions if decisions are necessary, or we send information back out, whatever the case would be. And that's what we do. It's a team effort.
People ask the question all the time, how do you arrive at locations for state championships? The answer is it's really all about a bid process, isn't it?
To a certain degree, but it's unusual versus other states around the United States because people line up here wanting to host. A lot of states around the United States have to go and try to recruit people to host their events. And that was something different than when I came from Nevada when I came here, is that we had to go out and actually try to find venues and then go through the bid process. Where here, yes, it's a bid process, but on top of that, the communities, you've been here a long time. You've seen girls basketball has been in where it's been for a while. Boys basketball has been where it's been for a while. We're in the Superdome. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. Baseball, is down in Lake Charles. There's probably some other venues, but we have split them out before. It just seems to be those communities are good for the kids and good for the overall sport, but also for the family and fans that come to those events. And it's a huge community impact. You're a wrestling guy. It sometimes doesn't make sense to some why we travel all the way to Shreveport to have wrestling. Great venue, great facility, everything works out great up there, but the travel is long for the majority of our wrestling schools. So there may be a change there, right? So we just try to move things around, but if it's not broke, Eddie and staff don't try to, we don't try to fix it if it's not broken. Right now, the venues that we have and the things we do that we feel are in a good spot, and we'll figure that out as it comes up again.
You get pushed back on many things, but the select, non-select, of course, most notably because of the redistribution there of what transpired a couple of years ago. The reality is, and people ask me the question all the time, how's that determined? I think the term defines itself. Did they select the school or not? Or are they simply going to school because that's where they're districted to go to school? That's the simplest explanation I can give.
I couldn't do it any better. I mean, that's the end of the day. That's what that definition now has in place. There's been some scrutiny by a couple of parishes about that, but at the end of the day, that's what the membership approved. And we did it not once but twice, and that's what's in place. And until that changes, that's what we'll abide by. But there is some concern right now that we should probably try to look to get rid of that and go back to, like you said before, the 5 classifications and just do what we're going to do, and everybody plays together, and that's the championships. And actually that would be boiled down to just 2 days at the Dome versus 3 in football and so on and so forth. So we'll see how it plays out. This January convention will be, for the membership, will be a big one in a couple of topics. That would be the select, non-select, potentially. But for sure the transfer rule, the one-time transfer rule, will be on the agenda. So we'll see how it plays out, and we'll go from there.
Well, just to briefly explain to people, we've had as many as 12 championships in baseball and in softball, and we've had 8 championships, even 9 in football previously, for a state that doesn't have that many schools. So whether you're for a split or against a split, or for select or against select or non-select, the fact of the matter is, for the number of schools we have, that's really too many championships. And you don't have the authority to change that. It's the principals who do.
That is correct. And I think that everything has a cycle, if you will. And this one's been going on, now we're in our 12th, 13th year, if you will. So but we've added to it. And I think now when it comes to travel and it comes to the participation and competitive level, the principals are seeing that there's too many schools in respective classes or divisions making the playoffs. It's not a good experience to qualify with less than a 500 record in whatever, pick a sport. And then by doing so, that first round games are blowouts. We should, in my opinion, should never have run rules in the sports in which there's run rules. There should never be running clocks in sports where there's running clocks. But we do have that in our playoffs at times. That's just not right, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, once the principals tell me that that's not right, we're going to change it, then I'll enforce it. But as it sets now, we'll continue to do what we're doing. But I think it's taking a swing, not pendulum, is swinging back to where I think at the end of the day, some of this will come back in. And I think we'll be in a better shape with this new next classification than we were this past one.
Getting set to wrap up, you inherited, I think it's a safe term to use, a fractured organization, and you had nothing to do with that, and we recall what you tried to do early on. 11 years down the road, I see the progress. Is this a better organization now?
Absolutely. I can walk away now and say that the association is better than I found it. And that's no slight to anybody that was before me. It was what it was. I knew what it was coming in. I was asked to try to fix it. I made every effort to do so on more than one occasion and was told to stay in my lane, and I said, okay. So I think that my staff and others around the state, including principals, and the principalships have changed. It's not the same faces anymore. We have managed to, if I may use the old analogy, we have tried to make lemonade out of the lemons that maybe we have in some certain degree, but to some, what we have in place aren't lemons. It's everybody, they think it's fair and balanced. Okay, and we'll continue to do it as we're told to do, and we're excited about it. At the end of the day, Ken, the postseason is special. And whether you deserve to be there or not, at the end of the day, we try to make sure that every student athlete that gets to the postseason has a good experience before the game, after the game. And it may not work well out on the floor, but if they're getting a good experience for it, so be it. But we're still not to that point where everybody's getting a trophy. We still hand out the same trophies we hand out, and we're very pleased with that and really appreciate what the principals and the schools do to get there.
We're grateful for the relationship with the LHSA, with Crescent City Sports, and want to do nothing but to promote things positively on a statewide basis. We'll continue to do so, and we appreciate you, Eddie. Thank you so much for the visit.
Back at you, my friend. Appreciate what you do. Thank you so much.
And our thanks to Eddie Bonine for taking the time to visit with us as he was in to speak at the Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club. Did a great job there. And look, I wouldn't want to have his job. Look, there's a lot of jobs out there. I think at some point I maybe want, I'd like to have that job. I would not want his job for, what's the expression, all the tea in China or any of those, all the money in Louisiana, whatever. He can't do a thing right. If he pleases 400 schools, then one of them's going to be upset about it. So it's so the one or two that don't like something you're going to hear it from, even though you made 400 happy.
I remember meeting him when he first arrived on the job, and I was impressed with him right away. And the reason why, he knew what he was getting into.
Well, he's done. Did it at Nevada. Okay.
But I'm saying he knew what he was getting into. It wasn't one of these situations where you have people, get the job and they didn't realize,
Sure.
What they'd have to deal with and how they would have to deal with it. He knew. Okay. I mean, he came in and confidently said, I understand. I know. Yeah. I've been doing this for a while. I know.
Well, and
look, he
look,
came in, and I think he's done a really good job. And as you said, it's one of those jobs where I'm sure there are a lot of people who are hearing me saying that, going, "Good job," But it's one of those things where it's impossible for him to please everyone.
No, you can't.
It's just not for anyone to please everyone in that job. It's just not going to happen.
Who was it that said you could please all of the people some of the time and some of the people all of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time? Yeah, there's no doubt.
You can't do
that
it.
That is the
Abe
plight.
Lincoln. Abe Lincoln
that was it. That was the
yeah.
plight. That is the plight of Eddie Bonine, and look, for all of us for that matter. Halftime here, Edna Karr leading Warren Easton 35-12. What is Bryce Brown telling his team? What is Jerry Phillips telling his team right now, first of all, bro?
You know, I mean, you talk to Bryce all the time. You know, I mean, he's one of those guys who, you know the saying, still water runs deep? To me, that describes, Bryce Brown. I mean,
not a lot phases it. Yeah,
he doesn't move. He moves at the same speed, it seems, all the time. It never varies. You don't really see him, demonstratively screaming at officials a lot and all. And I can tell you what he's telling them right now, because I'm looking at him and he's just standing there looking at the other end of the field, toward the other end of the field. So I mean, and he and his staff always meet together before they talk to the team at halftime. They meet in a circle out there on the field. They do that, all the time. And whatever he's going to tell them, it's there. But I think he's telling them the things that we're saying up here. Too many penalties, and too many personal, unsportsmanlike and personal foul things and that sort of thing. But otherwise, I mean, I don't think there's too much you can tell him. Now, it's probably coach speak where you feel like you have to tell them something to keep them on edge. But, I just think he just always has his team so well prepared.
No doubt.
By my count, it just looks like it. It's always well prepared.
Yeah, by my count, a total of 11 penalties here in the first half. Let's take a look at the Division I Select Power Rankings. Again, look, we talk about district championships, and that's important, especially in 9-5A.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. But at the end of the day, when you go to the playoffs, this is what matters. It's what you're looking at on the screen. And that was entering this week, so it didn't factor in anything that happened last night. Yeah. All right, you see Karr's got a nice almost 1.5 spread over John Curtis right now. By the way, next Friday night here at Morris Jeff, John Curtis, Edna Karr. Curtis had an early lead over Jesuit. We'll see if we get you an update there. But look
last I heard was 7-3.
Right, but look at 5 of the top 10 are from the Catholic League, bro.
Yeah.
Karr at 1, Curtis at 2, St. Aug at 6, Brother Martin at 8, and Rummel at 10.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them you've still got a lot of games to be played amongst each other, including this week. Karr and Brother Martin, St. Aug and Brother Martin, tomorrow afternoon at Tad Gormley. It's St. Aug homecoming. Okay.
Karr has Curtis and Rummel left.
Right. Yep.
So they've got number 2 and number 10 right now in the power rankings. That's what they have left.
Yeah, and a lot can change. And obviously, Karr, that's only going to help them. And we talked about this week 4 when we did that Brother Martin Jesuit game on Crescent City Sports. Remember, the Catholic League went 22-1 out of district this year.
Right.
Okay, and the one loss was Rummel by 1 point to a very good Lafayette Christian team. So they went 22-1. So they accumulated everything they could get. So when you're beating each other within the Catholic League, you're gonna have losses there. Yeah. Warren Easton's finding out as much as anyone. They went 3-0 in non-district, and they're 0-4 in district.
Okay, here's my dumb question: is it possible that Edna Karr beats John Curtis next week, and then lose to Rummel and still be number 1?
I would think so. That's a big margin up there. I think that's certainly not out of the question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that's what's going to happen.
And that Rummel game, by the way, is at the Shrine on Airline on a Thursday night, a week from this Thursday.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, but is that possible?
I'm there. Look, all of these coaches, especially at the bigger schools, it is somebody's job to keep up with this and see what's going to happen. As much as anything else, you want to be able to start planning a few days in advance in terms of who you might play in the playoffs, get an idea. So there's that's something that they take in. I'm not one of those people that you look at things, that's going to help, and All right, let's update some of these scores here around the area. Of course, get them all at CrescentCitySports.com on our scoreboard, sponsored by the All-State Sugar Bowl. Nobody does it any better than what they do at the All-State Sugar Bowl. No question about that. We'll get the updates for you here as we look at some of the games within the New Orleans area. We're going to get a chance to show you, we're going to take a little flashback to week 2 in a moment as well, because we talked a little bit about that game. How about De La Salle? 36-0 over Booker T, second quarter. Actually, that is the game at Pan Am tonight, I believe. That's a big halftime. St. James
next week. I think De La Salle and Kennedy.
De La Salle and Kennedy. That is a Saturday night game
in
next
that
week.
district,
Yes,
yeah.
and that may decide the district championship. St. James with a big lead at halftime over Donaldsonville, 44-7. Halftime, I'm guessing that game is out in the east at Joe Brown. Carver leading McDonough 35, 26-18. Lakeshore leads La Rancher third quarter 24-14. Of course, we were at Lakeshore a couple of weeks ago. Second quarter, Hanning leads Cohen 22-16. Halftime at Shaw 28, Kenner Discovery nothing. Halftime in LaPlace, St. Charles Catholic 12, Bell Chase nothing. That's a Bell Chase offense that has put points up on everyone this year.
Yep.
And look, we know that St. Charles
50-something a game.
St. Charles defense can really, really play. We got a chance to see them last week against the Legacy School in a terrific game. Of course, Dax Prejean, the quarterback club in Crescent City Sports, and this show player of the week for his performance with a pick 6 and a kickoff return for a touchdown. Third quarter, Rummel leads Holy Cross 10-0, and I saw that John Curtis score in here somewhere. Let me go see if I can find it. I believe it was 17-3. No, 24-3 now. John Curtis has stretched it out over Jesuit third quarter. So Patriots seemingly well on their way to remaining undefeated.
So we could have a undefeated
one against two.
Week.
That will be a dandy here on Halloween night. Again, next Thursday night, Crescent City Sports cameras will be in Chalmette. It is Chalmette hosting Slidell in a District 7 5A matchup. Let's go back 6 weeks. We talked about just how there's been a domination by the Cougars in state. But 6 weeks ago, our cameras were in the Caesars Superdome, and regulation. Brian Castillon boots that game-tying field goal. We head to overtime at 17 apiece. You talked about the kicking game.
Yeah.
They've got a little bit of the kicking game. Karr gets it first in overtime after Castillon gets a big lift from Richard Anderson there. Deservedly so. And you're going to put it in the hands of who else? John Johnson right here for the go-ahead touchdown to make it 24-17 Cougars. So now Heritage has to match. It gets to fourth down, and they're backed up. So Mike Smith went into the bag of tricks here. He's going to try a double reverse pass. Carr's got it covered, though. Yep. Nope, I'm going to put it down and run with it. And who's up to make the tackle? Kevin Martin. We called his name a bunch that night. The game-ending tackle. The celebration is on. Karr comes out of the Superdome a minute after midnight on Saturday with a hard-fought overtime win, 24-17. I know you had a chance to watch that night. Wade Kaiser and I had the pleasure of calling that one.
Absolutely.
It was a that was a fun night of football. Just a great atmosphere. And ideally, talking to Bryce Brown, ideally that can happen again next year.
Yeah, we could be looking at another doubleheader next year in the Superdome.
Yep. And we got whistles before this gets underway, I believe, or did they let it? No, that was. And ball at the 1 yard line. It took a nice hop. Wilfred went back into the end zone to get a head start and field it, and brought it out to about the 30-yard line. Thought I heard a whistle out there blow it dead before play could get started.
You did. I heard it too.
But it was not but it was not one of the referees, I guess.
No.
So we'll put the football at the 29-yard line to start things here in quarter number 3. And John Johnson will go back to work after accounting for all 5 touchdowns in the first half.
Yep. Yeah, that might be the band.
Yeah. That might be the band.
Whistles,
and I think now that we're playing, the band may need to stop.
Yeah, they need to stop the whistles.
Right. It's one thing that the band plays. The whistles can present a problem. Johnson on first down.
Ooh, rush.
Eludes one man. Gets away from another. Got room to run 40. 45 midfield. Takes a hit at the 45. Thought about turning it upfield there one moment, but finally he went down at the 45. Myron Wilhite delivered the hit, but not until after a gain of 26 yards.
Took the hit and will have to come off the field for one play because his helmet came off.
Did he lose his helmet?
Lost his helmet. So John Johnson will have to come out at least for one play.
Now, when you build up big leads, your backup quarterback certainly gets a chance to play.
Uh-oh.
So that's Forrest Johnson is the number 2 quarterback for Edna Karr, wearing number 18. He tried to run with it that time and lost a yard.
And Johnson, of course, will return to the contest.
So 2nd down and 11, the ball at the 46-yard line. A minute gone by here in the 3rd quarter. This was a 2-point game.
14-12.
Yeah, 14-12, and then Karr rattled off 3 scoring drives, all under 40 seconds, to give themselves some margin. A little slow developing running play, but room to run, and a nice run that time by Garrison to get it out past the 30. It's like to about the 28-yard line and a Karr first down.
If this was the day of the tearaway jerseys, he might be in the end zone
Exactly.
right now. Because that's the only reason why they got a hold of him was the jersey.
My first thought
He
was
was
it
very
might have been a
patient.
horse collar here.
No,
he
it
got him
wasn't a horse
got him by
collar.
the shoulder.
Yeah.
I thought he might have got him by the nameplate on the back. Of course, Karr doesn't have names on the jersey, but that is considered part of the neck if you grab that. Johnson rolls right, looks, trying to keep the play alive, throws up in the air, was tapped, was nearly caught, it was nearly intercepted, nearly caught again. A lot of people had a chance at that ball. It was probably an ill-advised pass right there. Probably should have just thrown that one away.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was deflected. He was affected. I think he was hit when he was throwing the ball, and that's why it fluttered the way it did. But, yeah, that was a dangerous throw nonetheless.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 at the 28-yard line. And Johnson, but hold everything. We had movement. It looks like offside against Warren Easton. That's the preliminary signal here.
Oh, there he is. It is on Easton.
So it'll be, instead of 2nd and 10, now 2nd and 5. So it is at the 23-yard line. This drive moving a lot slower than the 3 previous Karr drives. It's almost 2 minutes off the clock.
Consuming drive by
Right.
the Shaw
Yeah.
Eagles.
Trips to the short side of the field, the bottom of your screen there, or the left side of your screen. Johnson trying to go one-on-one on the opposite
nice
side.
throw.
Pass is
Nice
caught,
throw.
and forget about it. Touchdown. That is Floyd Jones on the catch and run, 23 yards.
Nice throw, nice pattern. He ran back with the ball. The defender couldn't do a thing, was out of position, and couldn't latch on to Floyd. Put those cleats in the ground and headed for the end zone.
Yep, knew where he was going.
Well executed play.
And let's see, do we have a penalty? Is this coming back? Oh, they're going to take it off the
they'll take
board
it off
here.
the
I
board.
did not see a flag
I didn't
come out.
see it either. Let's see, what's the call? Wiped out a very nice play. Tell you, it seems
Still haven't seen it.
all night. It just seems they've been discussing what appears like obvious.
Now, they're walking, if they're going to walk this off from the 28? No, the ball was at the 23-yard line. They're walking it off from the wrong spot. Now they'll put it at the 33.
And what are they?
But again, I'm not sure what the
Yeah,
call
for
is
what?
there. We
Yeah.
see we get some kind of indication, but it is now going to be 2nd down. Wait, no. Hang on. Oh, now it's 2nd down again, but they also moved the sticks, and now
ball's
it's
at the
2nd and 10.
33.
I'm totally confused here on what has happened. They've moved the sticks, but it's 2nd and 10 at the 33.
I think
the original line to game was the 18-yard line. This play started at the 23-yard line. Now they've got the ball at the 33, and they've got 2nd and 10. So I don't know what has happened here. And I'm not sure the officials know what has happened here.
I was going to say, the officials are as confused as we are.
Something against the offense, but again, they've put it there. How it's 2nd and 10 is beyond me. Johnson, doesn't matter, going to take a shot at the end zone. Flag comes in. Had a couple of receivers down there, had 3 white jerseys. And there's two. Let's see. We got a flag down in the backfield as well. Holding is on the offense. Pass interference is on the defense. Offsetting penalties.
Offsetting. Yeah. Offsetting.
So it'll remain 2nd down 10. With the ball at the 33-yard line. This pace has gone down to a crawl once again. We had about 5 penalties in 7 plays in the second quarter at one point.
We started
now
quickly.
Now we're doing that again. Johnson's going to take a shot to the end zone, incomplete.
And John Johnson thought it should have been interference on that one. But all quarterbacks and all receivers think they're interfered with.
Nice job that time by the
that
Easton
was just
secondary.
good
It looks like
coverage.
they're maybe, they might have been playing with a single high safety, and the safety did a good job to close on that to help provide support.
So now.
And now we get another penalty.
Well, what is it? What's the call? It's against Warren Easton.
Yep. Not sure what the call is. Was it holding? It's a 10-yard penalty.
Holding.
Holding on the defense. So now it's 1st down at the 23-yard line, which is back where we were a couple of minutes ago. Johnson keeps trying to left side. I think he's got the 1st down, got dragged out of bounds. Let's see. I think they'll give him the line to gain. It looks like they did.
Patience, patience, patience. He's a really patient runner. Sometimes almost too patient because you feel like he's going to be caught from behind, like here. And he was, but not before he got the 1st down.
Put it at the 13-yard line, so it's a gain of 10. Johnson with the late give. Garrison will walk into the end zone for a touchdown. 13 yards for the score, and Garrison gets the touchdown this time. And it is now 41-12.
Leon Doyle, Eamon Drake, Caden Adams, Micah Williams, Zylan Wesley. Those are the people up front.
Yep.
They did the job on that one.
Remember,
I could have scored. I could have scored. They're all seniors except one, Zylan Wesley. He's
a junior, and by the way, he's highly rated. He'll probably shift over to left tackle next year. Kick is on the way, and it is good. It is 42-12. Noah, the left tackle, is headed to Nebraska.
Yep. And, and these guys are, it's the size, 6'5", 280, 6'3", 375, 6'3", 280, 6'1", 285, 6'4", 286. That's good size for any offensive line at just about any level.
Give Matt Merritt a second here and see if we can bring up that list of Karr signees, or not signees, commitments, I should say. Yeah, they will be signees come December. And this is just it's a partial list. So it's Yeah, you look at that. That's just the FBS guys right here.
Right.
Okay,
Richard
you don't
Anderson
you don't
committed
see
to LSU.
yeah.
Aiden Hall committed to LSU, the fine defensive back. Hayward Howard headed to the University of Texas. John Johnson Jr., the quarterback, who is responsible for, 5 touchdowns tonight.
Yep.
He's commitment to Liberty. Leon Noyle, as we mentioned, Nebraska.
And then the last one you saw there is Maurice Williams, who's headed to
Headed to
Colorado. And look, that
Colorado.
doesn't include you got a lot of FCS guys in here.
Yeah.
As well. I mean, led by Trey Garrison, who's headed to Nichols, but there's some other ones as well.
Yeah.
Look, when it comes down to signing day in that Karr Gymnasium, they might be lined up end to end trying to, get all these guys, at a table.
I mean, several years ago, and for several years, remember, Warren Easton was in that situation where their signing day was really loaded. They used to have one of the largest signing days in the country for a couple years. They did, it's that way with Karr right now. And of course, Warren Easton still has some signees over there, but that's
Absolutely.
a very impressive list of commitments.
Yeah.
And there'll be more, and that you got to figure the underclassmen and all who will be getting offers.
We talked about Chapman, who is not playing tonight, who's headed to LSU, the offensive lineman. Big fella at 6'5", 305.
Yep. And
I know Renee Nato, our recruiting analyst, has made the comparison of Anderson to Tyler Shelvin. Just his
Shelvin?
ability. Yeah, his ability to move. And I think he's got a chance of what we see here. He's got a chance to be a really special player in college football, and even on Sundays for that matter.
Yeah. He's already plenty big enough, and
he's
he's athletic.
He's
lost
lost
weight.
weight.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yep.
He's very athletic.
So 3rd down and 6 coming up here for Easton after a couple of runs have netted 4 yards. This Karr defense not necessarily used to allowing double figures. We mentioned 7.7 points a game, 3 shutouts, and close for the sack.
Cornell Williams
having a
43.
big night. Yeah, he's had a huge night tonight.
Having a good night, and the Eagles will have to punt it away.
3 and out. Look at the close by Williams to bring down Reed for a loss of 1. So it's 4th down and 7.
Back to receive this punt. Anthony Thomas, number 12, who's had an outstanding night tonight. And number 3, Gregory Wilred. Thomas fair catches on the 37.
Thomas fields it after, a 30-yard punt or so. They're going to bring it up to the 39-yard line. So Karr will start right there with 7:18 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by Game On Social Hub at 2421 Veterans in Kenner. With a full-service restaurant, arcade games, bowling, axe throwing, and laser tag, Game On has it all. They're open until midnight tonight and on Monday nights at 6 p.m. Join Ken Trahan with special guests for the Saints Hall of Fame show on 106.7 The Ticket, live from Game On Social Hub.
By the way, this week it is UNO night at Game On for the Saints Hall of Fame show. Stacey Hollowell will be there. And from what I understand, Coach P is going to make an appearance.
Outstanding. Yep.
Yeah.
I expect the Privateers to have a really good season in basketball this year. And the program is in great hands with Stacey Hollowell.
Yeah, be much improved. First time we're calling Jermon Macklin's name tonight. He got the carry that time. He's a junior, a backup. He's got an offer from Florida State. There you go. That is the depth of this program.
Yeah.
Johnson fakes, going to take a deep shot, got a man wide open. Floyd Jones down the sidelines will strut in for a 59-yard touchdown. Just that,
Another short drive.
yeah, just that basic pump and go here. You watch Johnson fakes the screen
Oh,
to Wilfred.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Wide
back
open.
there with Jones.
nope. Wide open. Yeah, the defensive back just stopped, took the pump fake, and he was lost after that.
Yep.
Floyd
Shoot,
Jones waltzes in.
Yep, 2 plays, 61 yards, 41 seconds. It will be 49-12 if we get a successful point after. And Castellan's kick is good. So he's 7 for 7 tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, the kicking game is very important. We always talk about that, and because it is important. Well, let's see. So that's what, 6 touchdowns John Johnson is responsible for.
He's accounted for
this
6, and
evening.
Yep. Could have
And,
easily been 7 if we're not for a holding call, and ended up Garrison got the touchdown there.
So, with what, 6 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the third period, here's a problem I would have if I'm a coach, if I'm Bryce Brown. When do I pull my people?
Well, we saw Macklin instead of Garrison there, so you switched running backs. The other thing too is that you want to think about is you get to 40 and now you get into a running clock situation.
Yeah.
So do you want to get that one more, get it to a running clock, and then you maybe give some of your other guys a shot at that point?
Okay, no, both teams have to agree.
No.
Both
It is
teams-
that is now an
35,
LHSA
right?
rule. I believe it's 40.
40?
40.
Okay. But yeah,
'Cause it used to be
I
that
wouldn't know
someone-
when to
yeah,
pull
this
my
is-
people.
yeah.
Yeah, I just I wouldn't be good at that. I wouldn't I'd have to have somebody do that for me. Okay, I'm
No
gonna be
doubt.
honest.
No doubt.
I'm gonna be honest, to decide for me.
Flag comes in on the return,
Flag, so you got to figure it's against the receiving team.
and that will back up Easton some more. Put him inside the 25-yard line, you would think. Let's see where they mark the penalty from. Tell you what, tip of the hat tonight to Karr Reed. He's taken a couple of shots, had to come out of this game a couple of times, and he's still in there. It'd be easy for him to say, hey, Coach, let the backup go with the rest of the way here. Anderson Bell, who was in there for a couple of snaps. It's a chop block. Okay.
Chop block call.
So where are they going to? I think they're going to walk it off from the 25-yard line. And that will go half the distance to the goal.
Yeah. Chop block call. So that'll move Warren Easton back and back.
So it's back at the 12-yard line. Pass in the flat, caught. Will get only about 3 yards in the direction of Edwards. They give him 4, actually.
Crisp tackling by the Karr.
Yeah, they've done a
tackle.
great job
Yeah.
of wrapping up and not missing much there. But the only, like that one big play by Edwards,
Right.
when he spun out of a
around and he was gone.
Yeah, it's one of those moves on your. They see it on video games, I guess. You hit that.
But outside of that, I mean, the tackling has been very good.
What is that? The B button to make that spin move? Reed's going to try the left side and will get the first down and a little bit more. You mentioned Reed can run. He hasn't gotten the opportunity to really use his legs a lot tonight.
He can scoot. He can run. He's fast. He really is. He accelerates real quickly too. See, he got around the bend there and picked up the first down. I mean, really. I mean, you got some people who can run on that Karr defense. And
no doubt. Well, look,
he beat them to the edge.
Well,
he beat them to the edge on that one.
And it's one of those things with your scheme has got to create some misdirection opportunities out there. You've got to produce some eye candy.
Right.
Get those guys looking in the backfield, maybe see something, and give you an opportunity to generate something offensively.
And I don't remember them really calling any design quarterback draws tonight.
No, really haven't. I think we've seen maybe one.
Yeah. I have been.
Pass is caught. That's Martin on the catch. Gain of about 4.
But to tell you the truth, I think you can correct me on this. Most of the time, Richard Anderson is double and triple teamed. I haven't seen a lot of that either.
No. So the ball at the 34-yard line, 2nd down and 6. Now they'll bring the receivers around to the wide side, to the top of your screen. In theory, this is what Jerry Phillips wanted to be able to do. Take his time, move the sticks a little bit, as now quarterback will put it down and go, and tried to slide before he would take a hit. That wasn't an ideal slide. He started the slide at the 35, so he's going to get 1.
He got the job done, though. You could see he was surrounded.
Yeah, watch.
He just went down.
And this is what to remember. It's where you
start.
Like
a split.
It's where you start to slide, not where you end up.
Yeah, it was more
That's
of
where
a
you begin to
split
give yourself
than a
up.
slide.
All right, so the line to make right at the 40-yard line. So 5 to go here on 3rd down. Reed got pressure.
Smothered.
No, where to go. The ball came out at the end of that, and it's loose. And I think this is going to be a touchdown.
Scoop and score.
Romeo Brown had the scoop and score earlier, got it waved off. A flag comes in for what looks to be excessive celebration.
Yeah.
So let's look at it again. I think the ball is clearly out this time.
The pocket just totally collapsed.
Ball's out. He's not down. Yep.
And I think
it's loose.
I think the fumble was forced. And I think it was Richard Anderson who no, I don't know if it was Anderson, but I think the fumble was forced. It may have been Nigel Marshall who forced it. I could see him grabbing at it once they surrounded Carl Reed. And we got a Warren Easton Eagle down on the ground. Can't see who it is. He's laying on his back.
It's like one of the offensive linemen, perhaps.
It looks like an offensive lineman at about the 24-yard line. Can't see the number.
That is 76. That's Kenneth Kane. He's the left tackle. 6'4", 325. A young man with offers as a senior, hasn't made a commitment yet. Look, David Baker, the left guard's a Louisiana commit. Jalen Chapman, we mentioned, is an LSU commit. So they've got some talent on that offensive line.
Yeah, they do.
But they haven't faced anything the likes of what they've seen out of Karr's front seven this evening.
Yeah, I think it was Baker who had an ankle injury a couple of weeks ago, but he's back into action.
And we're now at that threshold where the clock should run.
5 to 12.
Yep, about 56 with the extra point coming here. I thought I saw the referee make the signal to wind the clock, but nothing has happened. The play clock still hasn't started. Maybe that's when it will start once. Not sure what the holdup is here. Kick is on the way, and it is good. So your new score with 4:15 to play in the third quarter is Edna Karr 56 and Warren Easton 12. That is 42 unanswered for the Cougars, and the fireworks go off. I think they've ever run out of fireworks here.
Well, that's just the second time tonight.
Oh, okay. So there's only certain times
they do it every
okay.
time. It hasn't been on every score.
Okay.
They did it, kind of delayed after the first touchdown, and on this one. So, they pick their spots. Put it that way. I mean, there's a budget to think about, okay?
Waiting to see if we're going to, indeed,
they're walking off.
get the running clock. Oh, well, the 15-yard penalty for excessive celebration.
Yeah.
So they'll kick it from the 25, yep.
Once again,
Just going to give Easton a little bit better field position right here.
So we have, they're kicking off.
From the 25.
Kicking off from the 25. Okay, see it right there.
And now the clock, now that we put the ready for play on the kickoff, now the clock will run. And they'll try the onside kick here.
Oh.
That's interesting. I don't know if that was a mishit or what, but
Yeah.
Easton's going to get the ball at the 39-yard line of Karr.
Yeah, that is interesting. They walk off a penalty on you, and so you're kicking from the 25.
And then you try an onside. Well, look, that's one of those things.
And you're
I would
leading
tell you,
56-12.
Well, but it's one of those things. Look, at the end of the day, and this was a point that Bryce Brown made to us. You've got the regular season, and you go through week to week. But as good as Karr has been for so many years, it's all about getting ready for the postseason. You put that on film right there. Look, we'll try an onside kick from the 25-yard line. You better pay attention now if you're defending Karr, because they're going to kick off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so you're putting that out there. I remember, remember my time at Tulane. As Reed will roll, pass is incomplete, and we got a flag down. And let's see what the flag is about. There were some activities in the backfield, if you will. Nigel Marshall for Karr, and then one of the Easton offensive linemen there. I believe that was Kane Mitchell.
We may have had some unnecessary stuff here. Let's see.
It's going to be a hold.
A hold on Easton. So we're going to move it back.
Yeah, so it'll be 1st and 20 at the 44. At least now it's become from the original line of scrimmage now in high school football, where you used to have to be, used to be a spot foul. So it was five yards in the backfield. It turned into a 15-yard penalty.
Well, I never thought that.
I
never thought the officials could tell where the spot was anyway.
And look, the thing,
people moving.
Our great friend, the late Rick Galey, we used to have these discussions about, and he was part of the committee in some of these things. Federation rules. Some of the things you see are all about ease of officiating. Reed. Pass is incomplete. He'll throw it out of bounds.
Threw it out of way.
But here's the thing, though. That's not ease of officiating. Another flag comes in, I believe. Let's see. See what this is about. They're going to move him back again.
What did they do?
It's an ineligible man downfield.
Ineligible man downfield.
So suddenly, after you head the ball at the 34-yard line, 2 penalties, now you're back almost to midfield, 1st and 25, and playing behind the sticks once again.
You're going from very, very good field position.
So to finish the story, 1992, playing Florida State in Tallahassee, when Bobby Bowden's teams were loaded back then.
Sure.
And Tulane finally scored after it was about 40-something to nothing as the pass is thrown downfield, and it is incomplete. Very nearly got the back shoulder completion to Josh Parker, but it will go incomplete, and it's 2nd down. Runs a reverse on the kickoff. The first time Tulane kicks off after it's 40-something nothing, no one came within 10 yards of the guy they scored a touchdown. And you'd say, they're running it up. The next week they played Florida. Okay? They ran a fake reverse on the kickoff, and no one touched that guy. He went all the way for a touchdown. But they had put it on film, and that's what it's, a lot of times what it's all about. You're just trying to establish, if you will, some of those things that you might want to do. You want to show it out there. You want to make sure you're covering that.
All that's nice, but who told you that?
Oh, no, I saw it.
I mean, what you're saying. I mean, who... why you do it?
To put it on
but
film.
Who told you that?
No. I think you do that. That's all.
I'm saying. Coaches told you that.
Sure.
Those people in the stands.
They don't hear that. Oh no, they don't. No. The fans don't understand what the coaches do. There's no doubt. No. I get you there.
They don't think about it that way.
Right. Of course not. Of course not.
I understand what the coaches are saying too, but the butts in the seats.
No doubt.
No.
No doubt. All right, right, so it is 3rd down and 19. The line to make is the 24-yard line here, Ro. 3rd and 19, ball at the 43.
After you have
Reed
blitz.
faces pressure,
Blitz.
and he's going to get hit again.
Yeah.
Karl Reed's had a rough night.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's stood tall. He
Yep,
really
he's
has.
hung in there.
He really has.
He is hung in there.
He stood tall, yeah. Oh, yeah, they had that.
And it looks like
They had
the Eagles are
defensive
going
backs.
to punt it on 4th and 21 here.
Yeah, they blitzed on that one. They sent people from outside, yeah.
They don't have to punt here before the end of the quarter.
We are at the end of quarter number 3.
There you go. Clock hits 0. We've played 36 minutes, 12 to go. If Karr can maintain this lead, it'll be a quick 12 minutes with a running clock. Your score through 3. Edna Karr 56 and Warren Easton 12. You're watching high school football from Crescent City Sports. All right, we get set for one final quarter of play, and Edna Karr in control of what would be a 22nd consecutive win over 2 years. Ro?
Folks, tonight's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black Label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership. Must be a reason.
Must be. Our thanks to Ronnie Lamar. I know he'll be excited next week. We're headed to his old neck of the woods there. The parish.
The parish. Down in the parish.
And this punt go out of bounds. Let's see where they mark the football.
Almost hit a cheerleader.
That was well out of bounds. They will put it down at the 25-yard line, it looks like. And that's where the Cougars will take over.
So as you said, 14-12 game, and now it's 56-12.
Ticking. Stop for a moment here at 11:42 with the change of possession.
You like the running time rule?
Well, I know listening to Eddie Bonine talk, he was not one in favor of it. He just wants classifications and such to be with more competitive play. But when you've got a team, look, Karr is really, really good, and they are going to be really, really good compared to a lot of people that they play. As a nice run on first down will get about 15 yards. Macklin again on the carry. Yeah,
You got a flag on the play too, Lenny.
All right, they back it up. Let's see.
But there's Macklin, as you said, has an offer from Florida State already, right? Is that him?
Just a junior. Officials are
Discussing
huddling
it
at the
again.
40-yard line, and this might be a chop block. Let's see. Let's see what the call is. Or are they marking it? Where are they marking it from? It's a personal foul against Karr. You know what this might be about?
What?
It might be about that hurdle. Because I think that is, that's a safety thing. They don't want that going on. That may be what the call is about.
Every time I see
Because look where they marked it at the end of the play, right after he came in.
Every time I see a ball carrier hurdle, I think of Deuce McAllister, who every time he sees, he tells me, no. You should never, ever.
Right. So now it's 1st and 11. You get a 14-yard gain and a 15-yard penalty. And they will give it away once again to Macklin. He will get about back to the line of scrimmage this time. So it's 2nd and 11 as the clock continues to tick.
We're at about the 9:30 mark right now.
Yeah. Take your time and substitute. You run this thing down as much as you can. And this is your other quarterback in the game right now, who we saw for one snap earlier. Forrest Johnson.
Forrest Johnson, 18.
Give it away once again to Macklin.
Macklin is in, and
Yep.
I
So
see
you're
some
seeing,
other-
I'm
I
sure
see
you're
some
seeing some
other
back, some
new
fresh
numbers.
jerseys up front. Yep.
see some new numbers out there. Yeah.
Put it at about the 31, a gain of 7. It'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up for Edna Karr.
Yeah, they need to get some playing time, and
And they don't
we've
get,
been
unfortunately, with the running clock, they don't get a lot. But again, I
Right.
think it becomes,
It's
at some point, it becomes it's all about, a lot of the rule changes that we've seen or things that have been enacted are all about safety in the game.
Right, right.
Pass downfield, incomplete. That was intended for Ty Jackson. And it will be 4th down.
So the shock troops have to come off the field.
So let's see. If my math is correct, we last saw John Johnson in this game at 6:37 of the 3rd quarter.
Somewhere.
So basically in 2.5 quarters, he accounted for 6
Yeah.
touchdowns tonight.
6.5. That's where we last saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
That's a pretty substantial evening.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns in 2.5 quarters. Put you on pace to account for about 10 if you went the whole way. So the Cougars will punt it away.
High, short punt. What kind of bounce will he get? Not much of a bounce.
Gets a friendly
Gets
roll,
a little
though.
roll there. down
And it
to,
will be down right at about the 40-yard line. So about a 29-yard punt.
Yep.
And Easton will take over there with 7:25 to play in a ball game. It's one of the few timeouts, change of possession, scores. Of course, that's part of a change of possession. That's in a running clock situation. That is about the only time we get a stoppage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we got all new numbers out there for Edna Karr.
Get a chance, and on this senior night to get some others out there. And we've also got a new quarterback here for Warren Easton. Anderson Bell is now
And we
in a
also
quarterback
have
again, and we
another
got
flag.
another flag. And it will go against Easton. So it will be 1st and 15 from the 35-yard line as the clock continues to run inside of 7 minutes.
Oh.
Bad snap. Got a fall on this one.
Yep.
And that will lose. Let's see where they'll put the football down at the 24-yard line, a loss of 11. So now you've got 2nd and 26. This has been too much of a recurring problem this evening for the Fighting Eagles, having to work from deep in their own end.
Clock running. We were approaching the 6-minute mark.
Pass on the flat far side. We'll get some of that back to about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, Anderson Bell is a good-looking kid, big kid, kind of rangy.
He's a junior, so he's, Reed's a senior, so this has got a chance to be his offense next year. Check it, they'll mark it to 27, a gain of 3 officially, so it's now 3rd down and 23. Line to make is at midfield. Chalmette has rallied, by the way, to take a 17-7 lead over Fontainebleau.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Salmon has taken a 21-14 lead over Slidell. Pass is deep, and it is intercepted. And let's see, room to run, but quickly bottled up. That was I think that was
No.
it Jiron Jones, 34? I believe it was,
looks like
yeah.
it, yeah. I said, these numbers are so hard to see.
Yeah, I was starting to call 24, but that's Macklin. This is 34, Jiron Jones.
Yeah, long pass,
Yep.
overthrowing
Yes.
the receiver by a whole lot, and Jones tracks it down and comes up with a pretty nice return into Warren Easton territory before he's pulled down at the 47, excuse me.
So it's put it at the Easton 47 with 5:13 to play. In a perfect world, you want to get maybe a first down here and try to run this thing out. Macklin stays on his feet. I think forward progress has got to be back somewhere. He's finally brought down by Rakai Gibson.
Back at the 40-yard line.
But it's getting Mark way back up ahead where his forward progress was at the line of scrimmage.
But that's
actually.
my point. He was finally brought down at the 40, and the referee stood right there and just looked at him.
Yeah, well, if you blow the whistle, now you're just slowing things down even further. So there is that. Closing in on 4 minutes to play. Saw some movement up front by somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was the offense or the defense.
I think it was offense. I think.
And again, you got some younger guys in there right now.
Yeah, they're anxious.
Sure.
Maybe nervous.
The center is Kaiser Carter,
Might
number
be some of
53.
Might be their first outing.
I'm sure. Look, the way Karr is dominated over the course of the season, winning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games by 35 points or more. I think these young men have gotten a chance to play a little bit along the way.
Maybe.
Pass.
Oh,
got a
wide
man open. And behind the secondary and in for a touchdown. And it's 62 on the board for the Cougars.
And possible.
Look, and you say, why are you throwing the ball? Like, these young men,
Yeah,
that's the plays
I can
they call. I
understand
mean,
that.
they've the plays they call. That is
Can't see his number.
85. Kamani Henry with the catch and run for 52 yards and a touchdown.
So we're at 60. Well, I'll wait until
62 with a chance to make it 63 here, which would match the season high. And the kick is good. Yeah, 63 against McDonough, 35 earlier this year.
Was Karr's high for the
Yes,
season,
and
right?
they've matched that. So it is 63-12 as the clock continues to run here.
2.5 to go.
Yep.
Two and a half to go. Yeah, the Karr juggernaut, as we call them. I guess they qualify as a juggernaut. As I said, they've.
By the way, Curtis has gone final now, by the way, 37-10 over Jesuit. So we set the scene for next week.
Are you a little surprised?
No,
At the margin?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Not at all.
I'm not either. I'm not. I thought that
Not
Curtis
surprised.
would win it pretty
I
easy-
mean,
win
it's
it pretty easily.
this
I
is
thought they would.
this is a Curtis team that has taken care of business most steps of the way this year.
Yeah.
This will obviously be the toughest in-state test for Karr.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure that
During the regular
Curtis is better than American Heritage, but certainly the toughest test of the year for JT
In
Curtis's
state.
team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
they go to
absolutely.
they go to 7-0. They had a bye back week 3.
Right.
Karr is going to go to 8-0. They'll both be 5-0 in district. And basically, the winner next Friday night is going to at least clinch a share of the district championship.
Right.
Squib kick is fielded at the 32-yard line, and Easton will take over there.
Because by then, everyone except Karr will have one loss.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, whoever wins the game next week
Yeah.
will be undefeated in the league, and the other will have one loss with
Right.
one to play. So
Right.
the worst they can do is tie for the title. And there are no tiebreakers, by the way, in District 9-5A. It's their bylaws. If there are co-champions, there are co-champions, and they are both champions. It's not a,
Okay.
there is no head-to-head to break a tie.
Okay. Yeah. Which I
Not
don't,
all,
I don't
all
have
leagues.
a problem
All
with that.
leagues are not that way.
Yeah, I
this-
know, but I
yeah.
know, but I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with either way, to tell you the truth.
Right.
And we're at the 1 minute mark of
Yeah,
this one.
Jaden Matthews, first time we've called his name this evening, gets the carry, loses a couple on first down. And on second down, Matthews carries again and is stood up before he can get to the line of scrimmage. And look, it's, these Karr defenders. Well, you're seeing the second unit in there, and they are still doing quite the job. Well, let's see if Easton will try to run one more play before we call it a night here.
And they're trying to get some individuals in, who haven't gotten in. Trying to give them a little play.
Are we going to get a timeout called here?
No.
No, they're just going to be it. They're going to run, but it's going to run out. They're calling it.
Yeah.
That's it. They're players lining up for the handshakes, and the final seconds tick off the clock of a 63-12 Karr victory over Warren Easton. Ro, well, we know this is a mighty good Karr team, but your thoughts on their performance here this evening?
Well, I'm not surprised. It's what I expected. It's almost getting boring. I keep telling myself, keep saying that they can't keep winning. Nobody wins all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But, boy, I mean, the way they have performed this year, it's hard to see somebody
Right, no.
And look, the way they're playing. I mean, and like I said, in the playoffs, full well, all it takes is one.
Sure.
And all it takes is, in a lot of cases, maybe just one play.
Yeah.
Look,
in a 15-minute span, you talk about like what you want to do going into half, what you want to do coming out of half. In a 15-minute span, overlapping halftime tonight, Karr scored 42 points.
Yeah.
They went from up 14-12 to up 56-12, and we played the last 16 minutes of this game with a running clock as a result.
Yeah.
That is, I'm sure, Bryce Brown will tell you afterwards he wasn't happy with the way things went the first 16 minutes of the game, but the middle 16 minutes of the game,
right.
They established control of this game, and they showed why they are a top 10 team nationally. Final thought. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say, a group of good athletes, group of really terrific athletes who are very, very well coached. That's it. I mean, to me, that's all it is. Okay,
no doubt.
Very well coached.
No doubt. Well, Ro, it's been a pleasure having you. I know you get to probably go jump on a little bit and visit with Ken on the original. Of course, tune in on your if you're headed home this evening, tune in on your way home wherever you might be to Ken Trahan's original Prep Football Report. And of course, you can watch the replay of this one later on this evening at Crescent City Sports. And of course, the re-air will be airing Saturday at midnight on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network. So, Ro, our thanks to you, our thanks to our entire team, and thanks for joining us tonight. We'll have more coverage of high school football for you Thursday night here on Crescent City Sports. Chalmette hosts Slido on a District 7-5A matchup. Our coverage begins at 6:50 with kickoff at 7. And the re-air, by the way, of that one will be Friday night at 6 p.m. on the Gulf Coast Sports and Entertainment Network. That is next week's game, Chalmette and Slidell. So for Ro Brown and our entire Crescent City Sports production team led by Matt Merritt this evening, I'm Lenny Van Gilder saying good night from Algiers. Once again, your final score, Edna Karr 63 and Warren Easton 12. Until next week, so long, everybody.